pass flicked on, and then Sanchez steps in and clears away for a Switzerland throw. Getting about 6-7 yards behind the halfway line. So straight away they're looking to assert themselves here. Switzerland putting the ball across the back. Elvedi to Akanji. Elvedi wants it back. Here's Nico Elvedi. And Switzerland just looking to be patient here. Just over a minute played. Akanji once more. Akanji goes to the switcher play. A little bit too high for Fabian Orida in the end. It was a good idea from Akanji to go for that switcher play. Yeah, just a little bit too high for Orida. It will be a Colombia throw. Take on their left-hand side. Taken now from Mexico. Intercepted from Freuler. Now Mexico whips it down the near side. Elvedi lets it bounce. Being chased down from Suarez. Elvedi back. And then Kobel just has to clear quickly. And Gregor Kobel under real pressure there. And then his black kit just sliced it out for a throw on Colombia's left. Taking it out. And then Lukumi whacks it left-footed. Goes straight out of touch for Switzerland throw midway inside the half. It was a dangerous first-line cross on the left-hand side from Mexico. It's a heavy touch in the box though from John Arias. The Switzerland throw as Zakaria takes. Here's Elvedi. He touches on the ball with his right foot. Moves it along the defensive line to Akanji. Elvedi once more, just over 2.5 minutes gone here in Canada. In Switzerland and Colombia, the last game in the round of 16. Winner will face Argentina in the quarters. What a comeback they had against Egypt. They were down and out. They were helped by the genius of Lionel Messi, the top scorer at this tournament. Kanji now. Short ball down left to Rodriguez. He's turning, has to go back. Good tight mark in there for John Arias on Rodriguez. Then Akanji has space to go for a switch towards the right. Nice first touch from Zakaria in the attacking third. He's now leveled the box. Zakaria, can he get a ball in? Diaz tracking back. Zakaria chops past him. Zakaria goes to pass in the box, but intercepted from Puerta. And then it's a deflected ball from Mexico down the left. Stepping onto it is Elvedi. Header stays in play. Was that a nudge there on Mexico? He's gone down holding his lower back. And it looks like that the referee has blown his whistle for Colombia free kick. So as Freuler came across, I have to say that Johan Mexico was anticipating the contact. It was a clever free kick for the Colombia left back to win. Mexico takes the free kick short and behind him to Lukumi. So Jean Lukumi now is Vargas. Moves to the right to Sanchez. Munoz. That's a really nice ball prodded inside to Jefferson Lerma. Lerma now. Here is Colombia coming forwards just over halfway with Puerta. Puerta now down the right hand side. Puerta ball towards Diaz in the box. It's turned behind for a corner kick for Zakaria. That was a really good run down the right hand side. It was driving force of Puerta. Whipped it right footed and sliced behind for a corner kick. And then Zakaria. So 4.5 minutes gone. James Rodriguez to take the corner. Just a reminder, if you are watching as well as listening, make sure you are watching through your local broadcaster. Just approaching the 5th minute here in Canada. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. James Rodriguez, corner in from left hand side. It's being flicked away though from Bolo. And Dan Ndoye gets onto it. Ndoye goes down. And there was a little nibble down Ndoye from Davison Sanchez on the far side. So Switzerland get a free kick 5 minutes in. It's a short free kick play back now to the skipper Granit Xhaka. Hasn't had too many touches in the opening 5. Akanji turns it back to Xhaka. Akanji again. Suarez was in close proximity of Xhaka. Akanji trying to bring out defence. Has to go across to Elvedi. Nico Elvedi now on his outside to Zakaria, who's in line with it. Back now to Gregor Kobel. That's a nice whip low ball from Kobel to find Xhaka in room. Xhaka now plenty of room to walk it over halfway on the left hand side. Xhaka to Rodriguez. Switzerland in the attacking third. Rodriguez now crosses a first line touch to Dan Ndoye, stabs it into the ground and bounces into the arms of Vargas. It was Freuler inside left with the first time pass. And it was Danendoy, hit the ball down to the ground. Offside flag was up anyway. That was really good from Freuler, just to cushion it inside of his right. It was a pretty routine save for Vargas in the end, but wouldn't have counted. Danendoy was offside. So free kick for Colombia to take. Big blow for Switzerland's Javier Manzambi, out 3 goals and 2 assists at this tournament. Heavily linked the move as well to Newcastle United. It is Akanji walking out the fence after Colombia direct, and it didn't work. Switzerland in possession again. Elvedi, who was clipped there from Suarez, and the referee has blown up for a free kick. And Suarez just telling Elvedi to get up, and Xhaka just there crossed quickly to calm down Suarez a bit. Still having a bit of back and forth with Elvedi. And he did challenge Elvedi late, just stepped across him, did catch his left leg. Not really too much to complain about there for Suarez. So there's Akanji. Short free kick to Freuler. Freuler now, Zakaria backwards to Elvedi. Rolled across to Akanji. Rodriguez asking for it. And not a lot of room to play that forward pass to Rodriguez on that left-hand side Switzerland's defence. So it's Elvedi again. He touches with his right foot, and with that foot squares it to Akanji. Again, Switzerland now approaching halfway. Akanji now zips it to Rodriguez, has Ndoye inside. Rodriguez trying to have room to get the crossing. John Arias putting pressure on. And now he has Ndoye supporting behind him. Xhaka, 30 yards and goal inside left. He's worked the cross midfield to Freuler. Now Zakaria, inside right. Back to Freuler. Again, Switzerland just over 30 yards and goal. Xhaka now rolls it towards the box, but Colombia clear. Hammers Rodriguez, and now it's Luis Diaz trying to drive down left-hand side. Tackle from Zakaria. Goes out for a throw, and that is in favour of Switzerland. It took a nick off Luis Diaz last. And Zakaria throws it back to Elvedi. Akanji in the centre circle. First time for Xhaka. Again, pass has gone back in defence to Akanji. Switzerland still in the centre circle. Freuler. Pass down the inside right. Sharp turn for Mbolo. Now Mbolo is flipped back to Mbolo from Reader. Good challenge there from Puerta. Now Puerta has a lovely ball outside of the right to Diaz on halfway. Diaz trying to find room. It's short for James Rodriguez. Guides it back to Mahika. Mahika now. Tackle comes from Mbolo, but Mahika gets onto the second ball. That's a nice pass from Mahika in between Reader and Mbolo. And now Puerta. Slightly heavy pass, but Sanchez will get to it just behind halfway. Was originally intended for Rodriguez. Munoz, Rodriguez, 2 yards ahead of halfway. John Arias, half turn. Rodriguez in the centre circle. James Rodriguez. Few touches with his left foot, turns. Now Rodriguez turning again. Rodriguez now challenged on the ball. It does roll just by the centre circle into the feet of Puerta. And now here is Meek on the ball. Sanchez. Lerma wants it in the centre circle. Sanchez taking a few slow steps forwards. Now the ball is stopped just in front halfway. Danson Sanchez combining with Lukumi. Puerta looks a line-breaking pass, but Elvedi steps forwards and intercepts. Elvedi again, slight touch to Xhaka. Xhaka turns, trying to create some room for himself. Has to go to Zakaria. Switzerland on the line of their area with Elvedi. And now Kobo. Elvedi plays out the box to Xhaka. It's played to his right to Zakaria. Zakaria zips it towards halfway. Slight touch from Mbolo. And Mbolo trying to look for Yashari, but Yashari beaten to it. And now Colombia back on the ball in the centre circle with Arias. Here's Sanchez across to Munoz. Rodriguez now just behind halfway. Ball's on his left foot. A few nice touches. John Arias on halfway. Arias here for Lerma. Just over 10 minutes gone in Canada. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. Colombia walk it over halfway with Rodriguez, who's getting a lot of touches on the ball now. Rodriguez squared to Munoz. Munoz just moving backwards. Will he link up with Lerma? It's Munoz into the feet of Sanchez. Sanchez, diagonal ball. Too high though for Luis Diaz, but Diaz does applaud the intent there from Davinson Sanchez just to spread the play. Will be a throw for the Swiss. No real clear-cut chances created in the opening. Will be 11 minutes in a few seconds. Switzerland down halfway. Rida's pass deflects forwards, but then calmly cleared away from Lukumi. Had a net from Elvedi. Head on about some Puerta. And it's played forwards first time from Rida. It's trickled straight out for Colombia throw. And Suarez, unhappy about something, just sitting down the ground. He's going to take his pink right boot off. No, he isn't. Actually, I thought he was. He just got back on his feet now. Suarez told to get on with it. Not sure what he was unhappy about. Mexico's throw. Header for Elvedi towards halfway. Flick on from Yashari. Stepping onto the ball is Lukumi. Head away from Elvedi. Now Puerta wins his aerial duel, but stepping in with a challenge in the middle of the Switzerland half is Ndoye. Now it's Elvedi out to Zakaria. Ball touch inside to Xhaka. Zakaria again. First time pass over halfway. It's about 5 yards forward to Mbolo. Mbolo dispossessed from Lerma. Now whipped down the left-hand side here from Lukumi. Running onto it is Luis Diaz. Diaz, was he clattered into from Elvedi? The referee does point for a free kick. I think Luis Diaz wants a card for Elvedi. It'll just be a free kick for the Colombians. There's a nice ball over the top. Mexico, the left back, he played it over the top, down the near side, and Elvedi just stepped across Luis Diaz, because Diaz was definitely taking the ball beyond the Swiss centre-back. Free kick for Colombia on the left-hand side for James Rodriguez to take. And this one round about 23, 24 yards from goal. And we all know about James Rodriguez, the quality he possesses. Can he show this delivery? Rodriguez puts the free kick in, flicked away, heading out towards the box where Sanchez tries to win against Kobel, but Kobel catches it. Lerma won the header in the area. Kobel catched it in the 6-yard box as Sanchez was climbing with him. To Kanji to Rodriguez. Switzerland still deep inside the half, now inside to Xhaka. Foot forward pass to Yashari. And the Kanji. Yashari again on the half turn. Yashari deepest of the midfielders at the moment. Yashari returns it to Kanji. Yashari's in the defensive line picking that up. And now Xhaka. So really nicely weighted pass, left footed down the far side. Rodriguez crosses in. That's turned behind for a corner kick. It was certainly a very dangerous ball in by Ricardo Rodriguez. Attacking third on the left. It was the outstretched right boot Davinson Sanchez, which turned that behind for Switzerland corner to take on the left. It will be Fabian Rida to deliver. 14 minutes played in Canada. It's Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. So it's Rida all ready to take. Rida, left-footed corner in, headed away from Sanchez. Was there a push there, Rodriguez? There certainly was. It was the two Rodriguez against each other. James came out on top, just forcing the push from Ricardo. So free kick for Colombia. Yeah, it was a nudge. Nudge with his left elbow, actually, from Rodriguez. From Ricardo Rodriguez into the back of James Rodriguez. Dangerous ball in the box and Diaz a moment ago, which is managed to be headed away. Then Lerma climbs it. His header went straight into the arms of Gregor Kobel in the end. So free kick for Colombia to take short. Davinson Sanchez. Square to the goalkeeper, Camilo Vargas. Now John Lukumi moves it along to his centre-back partner, Davinson Sanchez. Sanchez looking past towards halfway. Suarez gets onto it. Lovely back heel from Suarez. Now James Rodriguez in the centre circle. Rodriguez pass deflects forwards, but Switzerland get onto it with Elvedi. Now Switzerland clear away from the back line. Better one there from Lukumi. Looking there from Lerma. Nice first touch from Irish just beyond halfway. Lerma on the ball again. About 2 yards behind him to Munoz. Now Sanchez. James Rodriguez on the half turn. Rodriguez fends off the pressure of Yashari. Wins the free kick. Rodriguez. Yashari is pulling out his shirt. Rodriguez. Quick free kick. Munoz about 3 yards behind the halfway line. He plays it to centre back. As Sanchez collects. Now Vargas. Just inside his area. Vargas, left-footed pass. Sanchez has Munoz calling for it. So he's about 4 yards in front into Munoz. Munoz, a slight dink pass to John Arias. Infield now. It's a nice turn there from Jefferson Lerma. Away from Yashari. John Arias back to Davinson Sanchez. So just over 16 minutes played here in Canada. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. Just a reminder, if you are watching as well as listening, make sure you are watching for your local broadcaster. It's a nicely weighted pass just over halfway from Sanchez, but Colombia moved backwards. Munoz and Arias combining for it to go to Sanchez again. Sanchez walking it towards halfway. Just taps it to his right to John Arias. That's with Vargas in his lime green kit. It's about 10 yards outside his box. Now here's Jean Lukumi coming up to halfway. Lukumi dinks a pass forwards. Diaz on the chase. Zakaria holding him off. And that's great work there from Dennis Zakaria, making sure there was no way for Diaz or Mojica to try and nick it off him. So a goal kick for Switzerland. Passed from Kobel to Xhaka. Freuler, slight nudge just the back of Freuler from Huerta. Switzerland still have it. Kanji, who touches on the ball with his right foot. Played very short to Freuler. Square to his partner in crime, Xhaka. Now Xhaka, 2 yards behind the halfway. Pass, left-footed, too heavy. On the far side to Rodriguez. I mean, Rodriguez still puts the thumbs up. Again, probably for the intention. And Xhaka passing to him. So Colombia's throw goes back with Sanchez to Vargas. Colombia now exit their box. Lukumi. It is Mojica. Lukumi again. And Lukumi taking a few slow steps forward the ball. Line breaking pass from Lukumi. Turn and pass in the centre circle from Diaz. Cleared away from Zakaria. And that'll be a throw for Colombia. Midway in their territory. 18 minutes gone here in Canada. Switzerland 0. Colombia 0. In Vancouver to be exact. So now taken from Colombia. Mojica's throw back from John Arias. Now Lerma plays it outside the right to Munoz. Yeah. Two Palace players combining. Now here is Colombia. Still halfway, Rodriguez to Munoz. Munoz has to go backwards. Lerma right footed. Here's Munoz looking to play it inside. Oh, Munoz turns. And it's with Colombia's backline Sanchez. Lukumi, Lerma has it in the centre circle. Now Colombia inside right. Huerta. Now infield from Mojica to Diaz. Diaz, diagonal pass. Munoz, cushion header towards the box. Now it's going to drop here for Rodriguez to intercept. Now Dan Ndoye has it deep inside his own half to help out Rodriguez. Here's a Kanji combining with Xhaka. It's gone back to Kobel. And then Kobel just rifles it with his right boot into the Colombia half. Headed down from Sanchez. First time from Mojica. Colombia in possession on the halfway line. It is Rodriguez to Lerma. And now Huerta. Gustavo Huerta out to the left-hand side to Diaz. Colombia in the attacking third. Rodriguez to Diaz. Diaz now body shape to go backwards. And he just lifts it square on the inside right to John Arias. Here's Colombia with Sanchez in the Swiss half. Davinson Sanchez again. Just over 35 yards from goal. Colombia located in the centre circle with Lerma. Right-footed pass to John Arias. Been pressurised from his opposite number, Ndoye. Ndoye clatter into Arias. Referee doesn't want to know about it. Munoz back to Lerma. First time from Sanchez. Square into the centre circle where John Lukumi has it. Here's Lerma. Colombia dominating possession at the moment. And now it's a left-footed pass from Mojica. Touch and middle from Rodriguez. Slightly heavy. Rodriguez gets it back. And now John Arias. Good first-time passer for Colombia in the box now with Huerta. Huerta's curler. Pushed away for a corner from Gregor Kobel. And that was really good work from Colombia. Again, Rodriguez fighting to win it back in midfield. Won the tackle. Stepping onto it was Jefferson Lerma. And then quick one-touch passing from Colombia. It was fed to Puerta, left side of the box, finesse shot towards Cobal's left-hand side. Pushed away both hands for a Colombia corner kick to take on the right. Which, of course, James Rodriguez will deliver. Just over 21 minutes in. Rodriguez, corner kick, headed away near post and Xhaka, and then cleared altogether from Ndoye. Running back onto the ball is Lerma in the centre circle now. Here is Munoz on the ball, and now Lerma. 3 yards by the centre circle to the right of it. James Rodriguez. He's in the centre circle back to Lukumi. Sanchez rolls it right footed over halfway to Munoz. Plays alongside to Lerma. Now Munoz moves back in his half to give it into the feet of Sanchez. Sanchez, no room to play it forwards. And he's been pressed from Bolo, and that's Yashari pushing up with him as well. Is indeed Yashari now pressing again on Sanchez. Vargas gave it to him. It's first time Arias, and now Rodriguez plays a 1-2 with Lerma. Now Rodriguez trying to drive through the centre, but Kanji gets across in the centre circle to win it back for the Swiss. Reader down the right from Bolo, but good strength there from Sanchez against Mbolo. Now Sanchez picks out Luis Diaz. He tried the ball with the outside of his right, but Zakaria read it. Freuler's in the centre circle. Is Freuler to Yashari. Now Obedi has it. Zakaria in field. Xhaka just pushed there to the ground by Gustavo Puerta. And that will be a free kick to the Swiss. And Xhaka just so good in those situations, getting his body into man on the ball. So the first hydration break. And Switzerland and Colombia have both done decent jobs defensively so far, but it was a good opportunity for Puerta a moment ago with the curling effort. As Colombia just drove through midfield really well after win it back through Rodriguez, who's again, he's the man they're looking to for those ideas again. He's just got that free roll which he likes, and again Suarez trying to work hard up front. Diaz has actually struggled to make a big impact so far, but yeah, Lerma, Puerta and Arias midfield for Colombia have been really good. But again, the midfields are both impressive. Xhaka and Freuler, again, both comfortable on the ball, but yeah, all the Switzerland attackers haven't really gotten to him. I mean, Brill and Bolo's had a really tough time up top. But certainly it's been a good match-up so far. Yeah, coming into this competition, Colombia did survive a 6-match winless wobble in the South American qualifiers. Again, they managed to finish third in the end, actually just ahead of Brazil and Uruguay. So it was a bit of a scare for Colombia, but they did get there in the end. And certainly the emergence of Luis Suarez, and hell of a name to live up to, of course, with Uruguay's being the main man in the footballing world. It was a 6-3 demolition job of Venezuela coming into this competition. That certainly gave hope for Los Cafeteros. Could be a serious outfit in this competition. They certainly have played very, very well so far. Again, they should have beaten Portugal, very professional in their wins over Congo and Ghana. Again, have only conceded 1 goal. That was against Uzbekistan, but Venezuela win in qualifying was sensational from Colombia. That, as I said, that gave them the real hope with Luis Suarez getting 4 in that one. And Daniel Munoz, very, very impressive right back, plays in England for Crystal Palace along with Jefferson Lerma. And again, the Colombia backline has been questioned, funny enough, coming into this tournament, but they've certainly answered those doubters. So Colombia probably shaded the open 25 as that hydration break now almost concluded. Just a reminder, the winner will play Argentina in the quarter-final. What a comeback it was for the Argentinians against Egypt. They were 2-0 down Romero, of course Messi, and Enzo Fernandez with the goal to send Argentina to the quarters. Free kick here for Switzerland. That's 7-8 yards beyond the halfway, taken by the number 8, Freuler. Back now to Elvedi. It's gone square to Kanji. Elvedi again. Been trapped down from Suarez and Rodriguez. Kanji turns. Pass back was right-footed to Kobel. Now Elvedi takes out of the Swiss area. Does he have a full pass on? Moves into the D now, Elvedi. It's gone across the back to his partner in the middle, Akanji. It is Elvedi again. And Suarez trying to put the pressure on him. There's Kobel in a bit of room to pass it first time. Akanji just in front of the Swiss box. Again, played back inside it now to Kobel by the penalty spot. Kobel sends out right to Zakaria. Being trapped from Diaz. Again, it's in the Swiss box. Now taking out the area from Elvedi. Switzerland being patient here. 27 minutes gone. Goalless in Vancouver in this last round of 32 game. Here's Akanji. Pass right-footed out the air. Now Rodriguez on the stretch. Here's Xhaka. Xhaka now. Xhaka was he barged into from Lerma. Referee had a good view. And it is a Swiss free kick. It did look like that Lerma stepped across Xhaka. Looks like that Ivan Barton did get the right decision there. Free kick taken quickly from Switzerland with Freuler on the centre spot. Xhaka. Now Elvedi. He's in the centre circle there. Short left-footed pass. Oh, it's lovely from Freuler. Plays it over the top of Huerta and Diaz. Now Zakaria inside right edge of the box. Zakaria's pass in the area, but Munoz clears. Huerta fending off Rida. Back now to Mahika. Mahika just clears his lines towards the centre circle. It's a flick backwards from Akanji. Control from his partner, Elvedi. Now Granit Xhaka. Just over 35 yards and goal inside left. Xhaka to Rodriguez. Now Yashari. Back to the skipper. Xhaka. Just walking the ball forwards. Gives it to Yashari. Infield to Freuler. So all midfielders combining on the inside of Freuler now. Right-footed man held up here from Bolo with his back towards goal. Left-footed pass towards the box from Rida and almost found Yashari. That's a good sliding clearance though for Daniel Munoz. Switzerland putting pressure on and the attacking third. Rodriguez throws behind him though to Akanji. Now Switzerland about 40 yards and goal with Bremer. Freuler. Pirouettes. And centre circle with Elvedi in the Colombians half. And then Xhaka goes down to the ground. There was definite contact from Luis Diaz. And there's a Switzerland free kick in the centre circle. Xhaka short to Akanji. It is Freuler. Freuler right-footed. On possession is Rida. He's back in the centre circle to Elvedi. Xhaka, Elvedi. Switzerland exit the centre circle. Akanji. Now he plays the ball through. It's a lovely line-breaking pass in the centre for Rida. Rida trying to keep his balance and takes heavy touch and a clearance for Colombia. Block from Rida. Rida shot from a tight angle, pushed away from Vargas and cleared away to safety by Mahika. Switzerland throw a good save there from Vargas. From Rida's shot, left side of the box, throw from Zakaria. Ball towards the back stick from Freuler. Headed down to the area from Ndoye, but couldn't find Mbolo. Comfortable take on the bounce, slow down from Vargas. Sloppy clearance from Munoz. It was blocked from Rida. And the Rida sort of a bouncing shot. Shot sort of bobbled towards goal. With it off his left foot. Pushed away from Vargas. Colombia go long. But Akanji good strength against Suarez. Akanji has it again. From Ricardo Rodriguez pass. Passed across the area from Akanji. Now bringing it forwards midway in the Swiss half is Elvedi. Xhaka. Xhaka left-footed. Switzerland on halfway with Rodriguez. Xhaka again. Granit Xhaka on the inside left. Forwards to Rodriguez. Just on the midway in Colombians half. He goes backwards. Ricardo Rodriguez. Granit Xhaka. Now is Manuel Akanji. Akanji pass just over halfway. Collected from Yashari. Here's Elvedi. Elvedi stops the ball in the centre circle. Out with Akanji. Akanji plays that in between Rodriguez and Arias. Then Arias steps in with a challenge. Lerma's pass is heavy. Switzerland have it back now. Colombia earn back possession with Rodriguez. Pass goes backwards to Sanchez, clips it forwards, and Rodriguez was caught. So it will be a Colombia free kick. Just over half hour gone in Vancouver. Haven't been able to find the opening goal yet. Philip Senderos, Swiss legendary defender, just biting his nails watching on the posh seats. So it's a nervous occasion for Switzerland. They'll believe they can really do something in this competition. Poor short free kick for Colombia. Now Xhaka forwards. He's played to Dan and Doy, left side of the box, and Doy shot for a tight angle, drilled it low. But Vargas gets down to it. Colombia made a real mess of that short free kick. It was fed from Brida to Ndoye. Left side of the box, went across the keeper. Good power actually from Dan Ndoye. But it was hard still to beat Vargas. Colombia go direct. Elvedi lets it bounce and then heads it back to Kobe. Although Suarez wasn't getting up the run, but Elvedi was in control of that situation. Enough on that header for it to go into the arms of Kobe. Kobe now rolls it to Elvedi. He's just over midway in his territory. Elvedi, right boot on top of the ball. Akanji. Here is Elvedi again. Nico Elvedi. Elvedi looks towards the centre circle on the stretch forward. Gives it to Xhaka. Xhaka's pass blocked, and now James Rodriguez being chased down from his opposite number. Keeps the ball alive, Rodriguez. Now Puerta to Diaz. Left side of the box, Diaz. Shot with his right boot. It's blocked though from Elvedi. Diaz still has it on the left wing. Diaz moving inside. Now forward pass towards the box. Here is Gustavo Puerta. Puerta, right-footed pass, Colombia with Lerma. 25 yards from goal. Ball in from Rodriguez, and in the end, James Rodriguez ball in. Just goes through everyone. Diaz went down the box. There was nothing in it between him and Elvedi. And Rodriguez dinked in a right foot cross. Well, actually, there was a little tug on the back of Diaz's shirt. I wouldn't say that was enough, though, for penalty. So Kobel's goal kick. Akanji looking long. Now Mbola controls it with his midriff in the centre circle. Square to Zakaria. Zakaria picks out Xhaka. Xhaka's over halfway. Walks it through the centre circle. Taps to Freuler. Freuler plays it across the face of Xhaka to Yashari. And now Ardon Yashari in the half turn. Rodriguez puts the ball into eye from Mbolo. And Yo Mahika gets to it. And Mahika, his clearance blocked from Zakaria. It does go out of play. Good pressing there from the right back. Chasing right from the front for Switzerland. It looks like it'll be a goal kick to Colombia. And Zakaria blocking. Yo Mahika's clearance down left. Again, both sets of supporters have been in terrific voice here, Vancouver. So goal kick now taken with Vargas. Header from Freuler. Controlled in the centre circle from Rodriguez. And moves across to John Arias. Good run from Arias. Trying to slide it through for Diaz. It was a vital interception from Elvedi. And Doy to Rodriguez. First time Yashari over the top here for Dan and Doy. Down the left. Coming across as Lerma. Lerma timed that challenge brilliantly with his right foot. That was excellent there from Jefferson Lerma. Munoz inside to Puerta. Rodriguez, first time into the feet of John Arias. Arias now dinks it over the top of Suarez to run onto. Midway in the Swiss half, on the right. Suarez backing into Elvedi. Keeps away from Rodriguez as well. That's good hold-up play from Suarez. Colombia by the centre circle with Puerta. Now the full-back Mahika moves in field. Just ahead of the centre circle. Puerta. Square midfield to Lerma. John Arias inside right on the turn. He plays a short forward pass to Rodriguez. Rodriguez now looks in behind for Munoz. He finds Munoz. Munoz cross-blocked. And Freuler picks up loose ball. It was an offside flag, though, against Daniel Munoz anyway. But James Rodriguez displaying his class for the idea of the ball to play it in behind. He saw that run of Munoz. And Munoz was about a yard off. So a good decision there by the linesman. And free kick for the Swiss to take. Just over 10 minutes to go in this half in Vancouver. Still looking for the opening goal. It's with Gregor Kobel. Kobel now. Nice whip on that with his right foot. And Bolo heads it backwards and falls on the halfway line for Puerta. Now Puerta again combining with Lukumi. It is John Lukumi to Gustavo Puerta. He's just the deepest of the midfielders at the moment. Puerta picks out Arias. Munoz. John Arias again. Lerma first time trying to get Arias in behind over halfway. Arias beats Xhaka to the ball. Arias has a tame pass looking for Suarez though. And Switzerland in defensive midfield with Freuler, Elvedi. Now Kanji. Comfortable on the ball. First time from Elvedi to Rodriguez. Switzerland midway in their half. Now it's Freuler who sees off Rodriguez. Elvedi, just a reminder, if you are watching as well as listening, make sure you are watching through your local broadcaster. We're approaching the 37th minute in Vancouver. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. Akanji just about finds Fabian Rieder. Rieder turns in the Switzerland half. And his ball goes into the back line to Elvedi. And the half turn is Ardon Yashari. Now Xhaka. Xhaka right in the halfway line. Gives it to Akanji. Akanji between the gap Rodriguez and Diaz. Moves it through the middle. Good inception there from Lerma though against Rieder. And now can Colombia transition. The ball towards Diaz. But Diaz can't quite get onto it. And is the referee going to pull it back for a free kick? He is indeed. The idea was really good for that ball towards Diaz. There was a late foul in the centre circle, which is why the referee has pulled it back for a Colombia free kick. And Diaz on the sprint in behind. There's a ball play from the centre circle and Suarez outside the right boot. So pull back now for the free kick to be taken. And Lerma takes to Mojica. It's the Colombian defence where Lukumi plays it short behind him to Vargas, who's right side of his area. Vargas still only a few touches on the ball. Goes long, looking for Diaz through the centre, back them with Elvedi. Elvedi wins that battle, flicks it away with his right heel. Ball doesn't quite bounce to Akanji initially, then Akanji collects, and now under pressure from James Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets it off him, edge of the box. Square now, and maybe a chance of Colombia to take a shot on through Suarez. It's blocked though from Freuler. And Munoz guides it backwards to Sanchez. Lerma, 35 yards from goal. Roll to his right to Rodriguez, keeps it alive for Munoz. Munoz turns away from Ndoye. Munoz now, outswinging ball, deflects into the box. Will it fall for Diaz? Diaz was trying to find the acrobatic strike, and it counts to Kari, but then sliced well wide from Gustavo Puerta. In fact, it's still in play. It was that bad of a hit from Puerta. Colombia get the corner kick through Munoz. So Colombia put the ball in, deflected into the box. Actually, was flicked from Elvedi, and then Diaz was trying the acrobatic strike. It came off the hip of Sakaria. Puerta sliced his shot well off target, stayed in play by the corner flag, which Munoz won. And now short corner for Colombia. John Arias beats his man, but then has a cross blocked from Rieder, and it is another corner for Colombia to take on the right-hand side. Colombia piling on the pressure to try and get the opening goal. So corner to be taken here, I think, from John Arias. Arias, well, actually, I think it's been reversed for a Switzerland goal kick because Arias tried the cross, it deflected off Rieder and back off John Arias. So, yeah, that has been reversed. I'll quickly check that. A word of the referee's ear. And it's a Switzerland goal kick with 5 minutes of normal time of this first half to go. A reminder, if you are watching as well as listening, make sure you are watching through your local broadcaster. Kogel across the Swiss box to Elvedi. Elvedi whips it long, looking for Mbolo. Bounce away from Mbolo, who's battling with Lukumi. Sanchez to Lerma. Arias in the centre circle, pops it first time left footed to Munoz, who is 3 or 4 yards behind the halfway line. Backwards now to Sanchez. Now Sanchez forwards first time, head away from Elvedi. It's guided on with the back of Rieder's head. Now Mbolo gets to it. Now Switzerland just in front of halfway. Freuler to Xhaka in the centre circle. Now Xhaka moves it to Yashari. Yashari on the turn, now plays it towards Xhaka. And Xhaka was making the run towards the box, just slightly too much on it. with Ishari's left foot towards Xhaka. Really good idea though. Two midfielders trying to combine. Ishari whipped it, he whipped it in behind of Davinson Sanchez, but Xhaka couldn't quite get there. Maybe if someone a little bit more pace would have got to that. And Colombia's ball forwards evades Diaz and Suarez. It's with Kobel now to Elvedi. Freuler. So he's left to Akanji, coming up to halfway. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. 41.5 minutes on the clock here in Vancouver. It's Freuler getting to Akanji. Good pressure there from John Arias and Luis Diaz from the front. Now it's gone all the way back to Kobel. Akanji. That's first line from Freuler to Rodriguez. Returns it back towards Freuler. Freuler then poked it on the stretch and couldn't find a man in a red shirt. Colombia in the centre circle with Puerta. Now Mojica. John Mojica inside to Gustavo Puerta. Level with the centre circle. Pass goes back in the Colombia half, where it's played quickly from Lukumi to Sanchez. Munoz drags it back with his right foot. 3 minutes left, the normal time in this first half of Vancouver. Can we get the opening goal before the half-time whistle goes? Lerma back to Sanchez in the centre circle with Lukumi. Lukumi clips it towards the wide left. Header in field from Diaz and away from Elvedi. Poor touch there in midfield though from Yashari. Collect in the middle from Diaz. Rolled out to Munoz. Munoz low ball in. It just goes under the legs of Suarez and it's a sliding ball behind for a corner kick from Freuler. And that was really good there for Colombia. Diaz in the middle, out to Munoz. Munoz low ball. Actually, I think that was an intended dummy from Suarez, thinking he might have had Diaz. In fact, Diaz was telling Suarez to leave it. Then Freuler got there on Diaz's blind side to slide it behind the Colombia corner kick on the far side. Corner comes in, header in the air from Mbolo, still looping up in the box. Now Colombia win the header through Lerma, getting on the header away. Lerma slips in the area, and Mbolo now clears it to Dan and Doy. Doy chasing the ball down, and Doy gets a touch, and Switzerland over halfway the Ishari, and the referee is given a free kick, I think in favour of Colombia. It was actually Mojica got across Dan and Doy then just threw an arm at the back of Mojica, nothing too malicious in that intent though. So it will be a free kick for Colombia on the halfway line. Back from Lerma to Sanchez. Munoz. Just a minute of normal time left in this half. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. Colombia probably shaded this first half. It is Vargas. Has his left foot on top of the ball. Will Vargas go long? It looks like he's going to do that. He does have Sanchez pulling for it short. Vargas brings it in the D. Actually goes to the short pass right-footed to Lukumi. It's Vargas again. And now Davinson Sanchez. Rolls it right-footed to Daniel Munoz. Again, back to his goalkeeper in Camilo Vargas. And now Colombia with Sanchez. Lerma wants it in field, but that passing lane's been blocked off. Sanchez back to Vargas, right side of his box. Brings it now towards the penalty spot. Vargas a few more touches on the ball, taps it in the D for Lerma. Vargas again, now just outside his area on the left. Pings it forwards, looking for Suarez, header one from Elvedi. Well, cleared from the centre circle from Arias to Sanchez. Colombia on the ball, Vargas. 3 minutes of stoppage time in this first half. And we find the first goal in those 3 minutes. Bend the ball forwards from Sanchez, then volley back to the Colombia half from Rodriguez. Header met from John Arias. Now nodded from Xhaka. There was a nudge there from Munoz into the back of Dan and Doy. Slightly awkward fall for Dan and Doy, but quickly out back to his feet from Granit Xhaka. So a free kick for the Swiss to take. Fair bit away from goal though on the Swiss left-hand side. So have to drive a long free kick into the box here. Colombia just get themselves organised. This free kick just under 40 yards from goal on the left hand side for Granit Xhaka to drill. Wistain put Sunderland by away. There's rumours he was going to leave his club for Chelsea to reunite Xabi Alonso, but that's not going to be the case. Xhaka takes the short free kick to Freuler. Xhaka again taps it down the left and held up here from Rodriguez. In the back with Arish. Arish puts the tackle in. Rodriguez pokes it out of touch, and it's Colombia throwing that Swiss short free kick routine. Didn't work at all. We're midway into the 3 minutes of stoppage time in this first half. Go back to Sanchez. Drills it now for the run of Luis Suarez. Way too high for Suarez. Now it's back for Coburn. Coburn controls right-footed. And then with that same foot, gives it to Akanji. And Switzerland create one last chance in this first half. Akanji has it. Again, walking towards the centre circle. And now it's a long ball down the right from Elvedi. Sanchez, Lukumi's done a really good job this first half. Gets across Freuler and sees it out for a Colombia throw. It's a nice round of applause from his adoring Colombian supporters. So Colombia free kick deep and a throw deep inside the half to take through Mexica. Mexica's throw. Tap from Puerta. Mexica clears it. Mexica saying he was obstructed. The referee didn't want to do it. Doesn't want anything to do with that. Takari takes the throw quickly. Mexica just rolling about here. Again, the referee insisting that's just a throw to Switzerland as Mexica slowly getting back to his feet. Trying to get back to Mexica. Well, I mean, Reader couldn't really get out of the way. I mean, Mexica did run into him, but it wasn't a foul from Reader. So, rightfully so, it's a Swiss throw for Sakari to take. And Bolo chests it down edge of the box, but actually goes backwards. That chest down, and then Colombia clear their lines through Rodriguez. Diaz on the chase. Elvedi back to his keeper. And surely the half-time whistle will go. It has gone here, Vancouver, where there's nothing to separate Switzerland and Colombia in this first half. Huerta had a curling shot. Stop from Kobel. A couple of shots from Switzerland from the left-hand side of the area, but they were comfortable for Vargas to deal with. But Colombia probably shaded this first half. Had some dangerous attacks, but again, both sets of defence have done really well in this opening 45. So certainly all to play for in the second half. Vancouver. Another break here in the final round of 16 game. It is Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. Hello and welcome back to Vancouver, where Switzerland and Colombia couldn't be separated in the first half. Colombia probably shaded it. Puerta having a really good effort, forcing safe from Gregor Kubel. Switzerland had a couple of efforts left side of the box, which were pretty easily dealt with from Vargas. By the way, Ardan Yashari is off for Switzerland, and it is a Jibril Sout on in his place. So let's see if that substitution can make a difference to the Swiss side. So we are ready to get back underway in Vancouver. Granit Xhaka to kick off the second half, with Switzerland shooting from right to left. So let's see what this second half entails. Can this one be done in normal time? Or this one go the full distance? Who knows? So Xhaka gets us underway for the second half. Here is Manuel Akanji. Square now to Elvedi. Once more, Akanji is on the ball. Akanji now just goes backwards to Kubel. Kubel now just dragging it back a couple more yards in his box. He goes square in the area to his left to Akanji. Kubel again. Kubel now short to Xhaka in the area. Now he quickly plays that to Elvedi. Elvedi dinks it. First touch for Sal. Sal now. Short ball on the right hand side. And now Zakaria brings it back to the Swiss half, just behind halfway. In fact, I think it's an offside against the Swiss. Indeed so. Free kick for Mexico to take for Colombia. So Mexico now backwards here for Vargas. Camilo Vargas towards the centre circle. Hit down to the ground though from Dan Ndoye. Now Mbolo turns. Mbolo tries to find Ndoye. That was a really good block there from Lerma. Still out on the Swiss left-hand side, but Ndoye shrugged off the ball from Puerta. In fact, actually, the flag's gone up against Dan Ndoye. So a minute in this second half, but already both teams trying to look lively. So it's a free kick here for Vargas to take for Colombia. And Colombia have conceded only one goal in this competition so far. It's Uzbekistan, though, opening group game. So Vargas free kick, headed down to the ground from Zakaria. Nicely taken now from Fabian Rieder. Now sends it down the right, and Bolo backing into Sanchez, and Bolo needs support. There's that behind him now in Xhaka. Xhaka, 30 yards and goal. Now Rodriguez, edge of the box on the near side. Dan Ndoye, left wing. Rodriguez in behind him, and Ndoye beats his man. And Ndoye low ball in the box, being flicked away, and a shot well off target. In the end, from Jibril Sout, looking to make an instant impact on the Vancouver stage, and just off balance when it was drilled towards him. So Dan Ndoye faced up Puerta, beat him, put the low ball in, and it fell. The Jibril Sout was off balance and sliding towards the ball, and ended up making a connection first with his left foot, then hitting off his right. The ball went miles wide. Goal kick for Colombia, flicked off at Suarez. Cleared from Akanji. And nodded twice in Colombia. Now headed into Lerma in the centre circle. His pass deflects off Freuler. And it will roll back here to Vargas. Good start though in the second half from Switzerland. Vargas still in possession of the ball. Taking a fair few touches with his right foot. Vargas now goes with his left to Sanchez. Being tracked down from Bolo. Sanchez to Munoz. His long ball blocked from Ndoye. Headed down now from Bolo. Switzerland, 30 yards and goal. Xhaka is Rieder. Xhaka again inside left. And Ndoye now facing up Munoz. Now plays it inside the box of Xhaka. And Ndoye goes down the area from Munoz. The referee waves away the appeals though. Colombia with Munoz, dinks it down the right. In the end, it's out of touch, and it will be a throw to Switzerland. So it was a give and go between Ndoye and Xhaka. Oh, that was not enough for a penalty. A little tug, but nah. There's no way they can even look at that, never mind giving it. Nothing in that whatsoever. So Switzerland, well, they have a throw to take. Rodriguez to Mbolo, but good start to the second half for Switzerland. 4 minutes into it, Sanchez is across, but now nicked off him from Rieder. Rida pokes it in Phil, but then it's been cleared away from Lerma, takes deflection off a Swiss man, and it will be a Colombia throw. Munoz takes. Now Lerma. It's a nice touch now from John Arias. Mojica. What can Mojica do with this? Mojica, his pass is blocked now from Sal, but then Colombia clear it long through Lukumi. And from Elvedi, kept in play. Now Freuler plays it short to Rida. Dribbles Sal. Right on the halfway line with Xhaka. Xhaka now has space. Just whip it left-footed. Rodriguez running onto it. And Switzerland a real talkative by looks at half-time. I imagine it's a ball inside. Rodriguez intercepted though. And now here is Colombia with Jefferson Lerma through the centre circle. So first chance for the Colombians to attack the second half. James Rodriguez, left-hand side, just in the box. Now Rodriguez looks for it again, but in the end a pass intercepted from Dan and Doyd, tracking back well. And now it's Colombia's turn to attack. Mojica plays it down the far side to Luis Diaz. Mojica making an overlapping run. Diaz just lifts it though towards the inside right with Puerta has it. Puerta to James Rodriguez. Rodriguez delivers, bit too high in the end for John Arias in the box. Really good teasing ball in from Rodriguez. Granit Xhaka is shown a yellow card from the referee, Ivan Barton. And I'm not sure that was all about between Xhaka and the referee. I think Xhaka was appealing that he was caught late a minute or so ago from Daniel Munoz, and there was a follow-through from Munoz actually, I must say. Well, Munoz was down hurt at the same time as well, and Xhaka felt should have got a free kick in his favour. But Munoz did win the ball first. I can see why the referee didn't give it in normal time. Chested down from Doyd from the Swiss goal kick. So it's Rida in the centre circle. And now dribbles Sal. Gets his legs going through the middle. Sal, 30 yards and goal. Sal now rolls it in between two Colombia players. To Rodriguez. Level with the penalty area on the left-hand side. Turns. Switzerland with Xhaka. Rodriguez again. Dinks it into the box. Now taking on the chest of Sal. Back us to Akanji. Switzerland pushed up really high here because Akanji's only about just over 25 yards and goal. Xhaka to Akanji. Sal. Here's Akanji. Rolls it down the inside left. Good sharp turn from Rida. Caught on his ankle from Sanchez. And this is a free kick for the Swiss. Right on the edge of the box. Just coming towards the 52nd minute here in Vancouver. Really good turn from Rida with his left foot. So free kick for Switzerland. Just a reminder, by the way, if you are watching the match as well as listening, make sure you're watching through your local broadcaster. So free kick for the Swiss. 21 yards and goal, say inside left. This one, interesting one to try and get up and over the wall so quickly. Granit Xhaka, of course, is around it. Has Freuler for company though. There is a third man involved as well. I think it will be Rida who won it. And it will be Rida to take. Rida over the wall into the side netting. Oh, I just thought for a split second it was in. But it was a side and not the back of the net. And that was a fiercely whipped free kick left-footed from Rida. I think it may have taken a nickel, James Rodriguez. But it was so hard to see normal time. I think that slight nick off of Rodriguez. So I can see why it's been given as a Colombia goal kick. So the referee is possibly maybe being told to look at something, but that's not the case. Vargas starts off the goal kick. It's long from Lukumi, not away from Elvedi, header from Puerta. Rodriguez in the centre circle. Now give it to John Arias. First time from Lerma to Lukumi. Good switch of play there from John Lukumi. Munoz now lifts it over and Doyd. Controlled here from Puerta. Now Lerma under pressure just ahead of halfway. Lerma hits off the left boot of Bril Bolo. So that will do for Colombia. So throw to take for the Colombians just the front halfway through Munoz. And now Sanchez across to Lukumi. Mojica, that's a direct ball looking for Diaz. Headed away though from Elvedi. Brilliant touch on halfway James Rodriguez, then he loses it on the stretch. Now Rodriguez wins it back off Reader. Xhaka pokes it to Sal. Now Switzerland on the halfway line with Rodriguez. Ricardo Rodriguez leans the feet of Akanji in the centre circle, finds Xhaka. And Xhaka square to Freuler. That's worked out midfield. Out on the right hand side to Zakaria. Zakaria goes backwards though. It's still in defence, or much further back here with Elvedi now into the centre circle. Switzerland go. Akanji, who's inside left. Out to Rodriguez. 35 yards and goal. Rodriguez down Bolo, little touch in the attacking third. Reader knocks it into the box, but in the end it's been cleared on the bounce from Mojica. And now Colombia chase it down with Diaz, but Elvedi got enough contact on that touch back to Gregor Kubel. Kubel sliced the ball forwards, flicked off from Rodriguez, headed down to the ground from Lukumi, then really poor touch from Ndoye. Lifted short from Puerta to Lerma. Munoz on the halfway line is Puerta. Puerta now moving back into his own half. Here's Sanchez. Now left side of his box is Camilo Vargas. Vargas, a long ball. Looking out to Diaz, backing into Zakaria. Then Zakaria wins that battle, gets himself in between man and ball. Diaz appealing for a free kick, but there's no way that was a free kick in a million years. 10 minutes into the second half here in Vancouver. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. Switzerland take the short throw. Elvedi to Xhaka. Switzerland in their box here with Kubel. Kubel now pings it down the inside left, and Bolo on the chase. But it's a nice turn and light pass to Sanchez to Munoz. Munoz to Lerma. Lerma, that's an awful square pass. Again, the two Palace players weren't in tandem at all there. So throw now from Switzerland. Rodriguez links up with Xhaka. Rodriguez keeps it in play. Poke short to Reader on the left. Reader now looks and Ndoye. That's well read there from Sanchez, just to whack it away with his right boot for Switzerland throw. But Switzerland on top in the second half. Dan Ndoye feeling some pain. Slowly getting back to his feet. Throw from Switzerland now to Akanji. Colombia pressing with Suarez on Elvedi. It is Kubel, now takes out the deep and then clips it towards Mbolo. Too tame though, easy take on the chest for John Lukumi. And Lukumi taps it to Diaz, who's about 3 yards behind the halfway line. With Sal closing him down. Diaz just has to play it backwards. Lukumi. Now it's Vargas, who's just in his area. Vargas left-footed. Sanchez has a bit of time on the ball. Now Mbolo moving closer and closer to him. Sanchez to Munoz, inside Lerma, whips it first time onto the chest here of Puerta to hold up. Puerta does well. James Rodriguez on halfway now. Rodriguez down the right channel. Good pace there from Zakaria to get to Zakaria. Not a great pass, but Kubel manages to clear. And now Rodriguez on the stretch, he clears down left-hand side. Lovely turn from Ndoye away from this man in Lerma. Dan Ndoye outside the right boot, but hooked to safety in the end for John Arias tracking back. And now is Switzerland in the centre circle with Elvedi. Granit Xhaka coming up to the 58th minute. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0 in Vancouver. Xhaka just puts so much good weight on his passes. Perfectly placed but not too heavy. Zakaria inside to Xhaka. Xhaka sheds the box out. Xhaka low ball to Ndoye. Ndoye's cross blocked. And Colombia clear through Mojica. Controlled now on the left hand side from Diaz midway in the Colombia half. And that was a foul from Zakaria. And it will be yellow card as well to the Swiss right back. Diaz didn't actually have a great touch. That's why we've invited for Zakaria to come in with the challenge. But Diaz still beat him to the punch. It was a definite foul from the right back. And maybe it's the yellow card a bit harsh. I think that was a yellow card challenge. I think the referee Ivan Barton did get that one correct. So come up to the 59th minute. Awaiting the first goal in this final round of 16 game. Lukumi just passed it back to Vargas, who's just in front of the area. Vargas long, and Elvedi just with a free header, acres of space. Elvedi just to flick it back to Kubel. It's D with Akanji. Xhaka taps it back to Akanji. Switzerland midway in their territory. Xhaka again. So keen the build-up by Xhaka. Always passes a poor one towards the centre circle. Controlled here from Lerma. And now Luis Diaz plays out the outside of the right boot. Cleared away from Xhaka himself. Now Diaz gets under control again. Diaz shot on the turn, but it's a real tame one. Comped, you like for Kubel to deal with, but Diaz just swing his arm towards the Colombia fans to try and G them up. It was a good opportunity at the second attempt for Diaz on the turn. Referees brandished a yellow card, and that is to the Colombia striker Luis Suarez. Again, I'm not sure what that's all about. Must have been something maybe he said. Yeah, Diaz on the turn. It's just a scuff strike, and it's almost like a back pass really to Kubel in the end. Hour gone here, Vancouver. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. Oh, actually, the yellow card for Suarez are confirmed. He just pulled the left-hander Gregor Kubel. Silly there from the striker. An easy yellow card for the referee to give. The left back Rodriguez goes direct for Switzerland. Head away from Lukumi, only as far as Reader. Reader edge of the box, his shot blocked. Still squirming in the box. Cleared away from Sanchez. Tap back from John Arias and smashed to safety from Mahika in the end. And then Mahika's long clearance. There was a push from Akanji into the back of Suarez. Akanji livid with the referee. He thought there was hardly any contact. Well, Akanji, well, he did have his arms around the waist of Suarez. Can't really do that. And that will be a free kick for Colombia, taken short. Good turn there from John Arias by the centre circle. Arias right-footed. And Diaz being the touchline wing at the moment. He's gone and filled to Arias. Protects the ball. Draws it down the left now. Mahika gets the cross in, but it's not a great cross towards near post. Simple clearance from Elvedi. And Switzerland, have they kept in play? Not quite. It was Sau who attempted to keep that in play. A quick throw from Colombia. Cross comes in, flick to the near post, but straight at the goal give from Kerbo. In fact, actually, I think it's an offside against Mika, put the cross in. And there was a flick at the near post. I think it was Luis Diaz. He was in offside position, so free kick for Switzerland, taken short to Rodriguez. Now it's a flick on from Ndoye, but controlled on halfway from Sanchez. Plays it down the right, intercept from Rodriguez. Now Colombia get onto the second ball. Munoz, though, and just overeggs his touch. Kanji gets to it, and then Kubel clears away. Header in the Swiss half there by Lerma. Colombia on the right-hand side. Puerta goes down, and he was being pulled back from Xhaka. And Xhaka out to Puerta. Back off the turf. Quick free kick from Colombia. And Lerma to Sanchez, who's just in front of halfway. Sanchez gets away from Bolo Lees, and Sanchez pass cut up from Ndoye. Sanchez trying to get to it again, and Bolo has it. Ndoye inside. Freuler first time pass back to Xhaka. And there's Rodriguez, right-footed to Akanji. It's played out the back line from Akanji to the skipper, Xhaka. Now Freuler in the centre circle receives it, intercepted from Lerma. Lerma's full pass, and now Colombia earn it back. Colombia shot wide from the D from Suarez. Really good chance there for Luis Suarez, but his effort was woefully off target in the end. Xhaka pickpocketed the Colombian forward. Actually, Xhaka saying was fouled. Referee had a good view, nothing given. Then Suarez in space just behind the D. He got that strike horribly wrong. Sliced it miles wide with the right boot. Big opportunity for Colombia to break the deadlock here in Vancouver. Rodriguez for Switzerland, long towards the halfway line. Volley back to Swiss territory from Sanchez. Now they're trying to hold it up. Colombia with Rodriguez, can't do so. Xhaka clears. Headed forwards from Colombia. From Sanchez, controlled on the chest of Rodriguez. And Rodriguez long for Switzerland. And Bolo saying he was pushed from Lukumi. The referee doesn't want anything to do with that. Colombia on the ball with Lerma. It's now on the back line with Sanchez. Lukumi, Sanchez again. Sanchez, that's the option. Lerma just in front of him. Lerma first time, kept in play from Munoz. Right on the halfway line. Munoz now moving towards the centre circle in the Colombia half. Coming up to the 64th minute. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0, but Suarez should have hit the target a moment ago. Luis Diaz with Sau and Zakari around him. Diaz cuts inside, now plays it down the left here. Mika, cross blocked from Elvedi. So now Colombia ramping up the pressure after Switzerland probably had the better the opening quarter an hour of this second half here in Vancouver. So Colombia throw on the left-hand side. Mexico looking for an option. Has that in Diaz, headed away from Zakaria. In fact, actually the referee's blown up for a free kick. Seems to be a raised arm on Nico Elvedi. So Zakaria now, his left hand just helps Elvedi back off the turf. Bit of back and forth in Diaz and Xhaka. Two pretty feisty characters. I'll say feisty. Xhaka has calmed down. That's why now he's a leader for club and country. Well, there was a little bit of a raised arm there from Diaz on Elvedi. And Colombia making a double substitution here. So it's the end of James Rodriguez's match. Hasn't really gotten to the second half. Quintero and Campas, the pairing who come on. John Arias is the other player coming off. So it's Juan Quintero, and he's accompanied on the pitch by Jaminton Campas. So Colombia making their first set substitution. Just a reminder, James Rodriguez and John Arias are the pair who've made way. So Switzerland on the ball with Elvedi. So Elvedi to Kubel. Now just in front of the box is Akanji, back to Kubel. There we go, Kubel. He touches the ball. Just deciding what to do with it. Just behind the penalty spot. Kubel clips it to the right. Zakari keeps in play with his head. And a header one there from Lerma. Just climbing over the top of Sau. I think the referee has actually awarded Switzerland a free kick. A bit too aggressive there from Lerma in the air against Sau for the referee's liking. Short free kick from Elvedi. On halfway is Sau. Square to Zakaria. Inside to Sau. Zakaria on his bike. Now Zakaria down the right hand side. He's been kept up with by Mexico. It's infield to Mbolo. And Mbolo saying he was fouled, but the referee actually said that Lerma got the ball. Luis Diaz goes behind him to Lerma. Tap from Sanchez. Switzerland have a man down in the shape of Brill and Mbolo, holding his left knee, slamming the turf. This isn't a good sign for Switzerland. They would have a huge blow in their armory with Johan Manzambi being out injured for this one. Well, it's not thought to be a serious issue, so Switzerland can get through to the quarters. Could be back for the game against Argentina should they take part in that. Xhaka outs and Mbolo off the turf. And Mbolo not pleased the referee. Xhaka also letting his feelings known. And Mbolo just knocked into his back there by Lerma. Sorry, it was Sanchez, beg your pardon. Well, actually, yes, it was a boot. It was a boot from Sanchez into the thigh area of Mbolo, which the referee didn't see, actually. Well, I think they probably think it's accidental VAR. Anyway, the hydration break now is going on here, Vancouver. Well, overall, in the 68 minutes we played, it's been a tight contest between Switzerland and Colombia. Xhaka still unhappy with the referee, by the way. And Luis Suarez, what a massive chance that was for him to get the opening goal of this contest. But Switzerland overall in the second half have been the better team. And Colombia felt shade the first, so it really has been even, as the goalless scoreline at the moment reflects. But Brill and Mbolo hasn't really got into this game. Dan and Doy's had the odd moment. Fabian Rieder not been too much of a threat. Really, Switzerland's best part has been the defence and midfield. Still yet to come alive in attack. But again, Colombia, Luis Diaz is fairly threatening. James Rodriguez had some touches, but obviously fairly good areas. But he's come off now. He was pretty ineffective what's been playing in the second half, James Rodriguez. And again, Nestor Lorenzo's hoping Quintero and Campas can make a real difference off the bench. But I've been impressed with Gustavo Puerta and Lerma in midfield for Colombia. I think they've both done really good jobs holding that centre of the park together. Yeah, Munoz been slightly disappointed him actually. Been beaten a couple of times. He's probably the top rated defender for Colombia in this tournament. And Davinson Sanchez and Lukumi have been pretty solid, so it's all about, can Suarez maybe take that maybe another big chance that'll come his way. He needs to be a bit careful, Suarez, as well, on a yellow card. It looks like that Miro Muheim will be coming on here for Switzerland. Ricardo Rodriguez is having a quick chat with the Swiss number 2, who plays for Hamburg. So Muheim now looking set to come on for the Swiss, and what will be their second sub. So 2 subs use a piece. Again, dribbles Sal came off the break for Ardan Yashari. So it is Ricardo Rodriguez making way, and Muheim now on the pitch for the Swiss. So hydration break now is over, and we are ready to get back on the way for the final 20 minutes normal time. Jurgen Klopp just enjoying some chits by looks of it in the stands. Sort of side of ketchup as well for Mr. Klopp eating his food, and it's a long ball from Colombia all the way back now with Gregor Kugel. Now Switzerland bringing it out from the back. It is the ball given to Mbola. Now Xhaka long out to the left. Dan Ndoye controls. Dan Ndoye trying to get on the outside. Munoz. He keeps hold of the ball, Ndoye, but can't exactly get away from Munoz. Now he rolls Munoz and Ndoye, and it will be a free kick to Switzerland. And that was really good work there from Dan Ndoye. Munoz stuck a little bit too tight to Ndoye, and Ndoye rolled him. Munoz pulled him back. So it is a free kick wide left for the Swiss. So Fabian Merida to take it. See if he can put this one on the money. So Xhaka just trying, I think Xhaka's just having a few words with the Kanji. All his free kick's taken. So Rida whips in towards the back post. Sanchez heads out the box, headed back into the air from Elvedi. Punched away from Vargas, and standing in his way was Mbolo. And Mbolo took a whack in the head from Vargas, but not really much Vargas could do about that. Mbolo was just standing in his way. He had to come and punch that Vargas. But Mbolo and Vargas both down in pain here. He got strong right fist to that Vargas. Climbing with Mbolo. That header back into the box, and Vargas awkward fall. As I mentioned, Mbolo holding the back of his head. So Vargas still down the ground, and Mbolo just check and see that Colombia keeper's fine. Nothing really that Vargas could do trying to punch that one away. So the referee just had a quick talk to with Mbolo actually. Yeah, it wasn't really anything aggressive in Mbolo, just a coming together between Vargas and Mbolo. Yeah, a pair of fine out, which is good to see. And Colombia can take the free kick. Just a reminder, by the way, if you are watching as well as listening, make sure you are watching through your local broadcaster here in Vancouver in the tournament's round of 16. Goalless here between Switzerland and Colombia. It is Lukumi, whips it down left, held up here from Diaz against Zakaria. Now brings his left back Mika into play. Colombia go to centre back where Lukumi gives it to Sanchez. Now flicked on from that long ball from Sanchez, and Colombia on the chase here with Suarez. Then Real Kobo gets to it in his box, just clears it away only as far as Munoz. Now Munoz infield. Now on the ball is Quintero. Quintero, left-footed pass. Oh, it's a lovely flick And now ball across the face of goal, grab low down for Kerbo. It was Campas who got onto it. Offside flag up anyway though. But it was a really clever flick. Quintero passed it. And there was a flick, I think, from Puerta to Campas, but Campas timed his run too early. Now Switzerland. Pass over halfway, Freuler. Poor touch from Doit. Now Rieder wins a tackle, then Rieder's challenge. It will be a free kick. I thought Lerma won the ball there. The officials probably thought he won that maybe a bit too aggressively. Jefferson Lerma. He did get a touch on the ball, but I think he caught Fabian Rieder first. So it is a free kick for the Swiss. Granit Xhaka to take. Just shy of 40 yards out. It's gone short to Freuler, can't play it behind. Colombia clear. That's a really poor pass. It was Munoz cleared it short to Lerma. Lerma squared it straight out of touch. Quarter an hour left in normal time. Vancouver. Still yet to find a goal in this final round of 16 games in Switzerland. Colombia throw taken now for Switzerland. Colombia clear. Quintero. A little chip pass to Mujica. So it is Mujica just slowing things down. Infield now. Pass over halfway to Diaz. And Diaz couldn't quite feed it to a teammate. And Switzerland have it back with Akanji. Akanji now rolls it through the middle. It is Rieder now trying to get trying to find Ndoye. As a vital touch, Sanchez got stacked, and Ndoye almost got there through the centre. And Vargas clears from his box. Long towards Suarez, just bounced off of him. And Campas can't beat Akanji to the ball. And now he actually catches Akanji. Campas trying to track him down. And there'll be a free kick to the Swiss. There's a definite clip there on the ankle of Akanji from Campas. So Switzerland, again, they've probably shaded the second half, but massively tested Vargas throughout this game. Shots that Vargas had to deal with have been pretty straightforward. Akanji just went down, holding his face, so there's a free kick taken short from Manuel Akanji. And Switzerland with Elvedi. Elvedi again. It was getting to him and dribbles Sal. Now Muheim wants it from Akanji. Instead it goes to Xhaka in the D. 77 minutes on the clock. Switzerland 0, Colombia 0. Here Vancouver. Xhaka left-footed pass stroke to Akanji. Akanji now coming towards halfway. Muheim wants it. Akanji trying to bend it from Bolo. Awful pass there from Akanji. And that trickles out of play. The goal kick to Colombia. And Bolo's had a tough game so far, really. And on his own against Nelson Sanchez and Jean Lukumi. Tough gig for him, Bolo. Sanchez starts off the goal kick. So Camilo Vargas clips it left-footed towards the halfway line. Nice touch there from Diaz. As he fouled for Zakaria. Referee waves play on. Diaz trying to turn. Xhaka makes a tackle on the centre circle. Then again gets to it first. Xhaka gets it to Ndoye. Xhaka again. Just over 25 yards in goal. Xhaka nicely weighted pass to his right to Fabian Rieder. Out wide to Sal. Dribble Sal. Cross in. Almost found Bolo. Headed away from Lukumi. Only as far as Freuler. Now Sal cuts it back for Freuler. Right side the area. Dinks in towards the back post. Munoz flicks away to his right. Then chasing the ball down. Here's Campas. Campas caught in possession against Ndoye. Muheim to Ndoye. Down Ndoye. Infield, Granit Xhaka, 25 yards from goal. Dead central position. Switzerland now. Put across in for Zakaria. Too high from Bolo though. So poor there from Denis Zakaria with that cross. It was a really good position for him. He just got it all wrong. Did the right back. Zakaria just got inside the box. There's no way Bolo is ever going to get to that. Way too much height in it. Vargas goal kick. Played to Lerma on the half turn. Backwards from Campas. Ball now inside from Munoz to Lerma. Munoz. Sanchez being chased there from Bolo, and Bolo nudges into the back of Sanchez. Frustration shown now from Mbolo. Bit of push and shoving going on between Mbolo and Sanchez. Munoz just calms that down very quickly. And the referee calling Mbolo over with Sanchez. Tells them to shake hands and get on with it. So it is a free kick to Colombia. Extra time is starting to loom now. Just over 10 minutes left there in Vancouver. Can we find a winner in normal time? We haven't even found a goal yet. So Campas with the free kick down the inside right, headed away from Akanji. There's a nudge there from Munoz on Ndoye. The referee does think that free kick for the Swiss. And it's a well-won free kick from Ndoye. Make sure got there for Munoz and was hoping for contact and got that. So it will be Richard Rios and Juan Camilo Hernandez to come on for Colombia very shortly. So it's Akanji to Elvedi and the Swiss free kick. Now Kubel, Akanji with 10 minutes left. Ruheim wants it. It's Akanji into the feet of Elvedi. With Kubel. His right foot on top of the ball. Kubel drills it, looking for the head of Mbolo. Mbolo wins the flick on it, it goes backwards though. Huerta's short pass cut out from Zakaria. Good strength for Zakaria against Diaz. Now it's with Freuler by the send circle. Swiss have it with Akanji walking it towards the box, towards the send circle. Square to Elvedi, over halfway. Elvedi now taps it to his right to Xhaka. Xhaka combining with Freuler. In the send circle with Akanji. Freuler, first time. To his left now to Muheim. Out wide to Dan Ndoye. Ndoye, can he get a ball in? Dan Ndoye. That was passed with his right foot to Freuler. Now Reader, wide left. Muheim has it. Muheim is passed, blocked by his opposite number. Munoz with his right foot. There's a throw for Switzerland, and now Rios and Camilo Hernandez can come on. So Jefferson Lerma, and he's worked really hard in midfield, but he's on his last legs. So fresh legs needed in the eyes of Nestor Lorenzo. Rios on the pitch now. So Lerma is Luis Suarez, the other man off by the way. So Juan Hernandez now on the pitch for Colombia as well. Munoz throw. Munoz collects it. Sanchez clears it from the box. Also at the back of Hernandez's head. Now Akanji hits it down the left for Ndoye to collect. Ndoye on the byline. Ndoye cross blocked into the side netting. It was a block from Daniel Munoz. So corner on the left side for Switzerland. Just a reminder, by the way, if you are watching as well as listening, make sure you're watching through your local broadcaster. So Elvedi and Akanji both coming up for this corner kick on the left-hand side for Switzerland. So Reader takes it, it's headed away, and as far as Xhaka lifts it into the sky in the box, headed away again from Colombia through Puerta. Now Colombia on the left-hand side, a diagonal ball, and it has found Quintero. Now Quintero plays it towards the back post. It's pushed away though from Gregor Kobel, and the flag has gone up against Colombia. Was Quintero, left-footed pass, looking towards the back stake. There was a switch of play by Johan Mojica. Quintero guided it first time left-footed. It was pretty heavy though. Gregor Kobel got down, pushed away, and he's in search of trying to find Campas. Was Quintero. So now Kobel has it. And the flag went up against Colombia anyway. So Elvedi goes long, nice control in the centre circle from Mbolo. And now is Sal. Switzerland just front halfway. Freuler Xhaka now just guides it perfectly, left-footed. Here's Mira Muheim. Now edge of the box is Reader challenged though. It's a good challenge there from Puerta. Came in on Reader. Campas pass and Puerta. He's been brilliant midfield for Colombia, Puerta. Now Mojica. Diaz just behind halfway. Now Diaz into the Swiss half. Diaz cuts in. Finds the feet of Quintero. Now Colombia just slowing it down. On the ball with Rios. It is Quintero inside right. On his outside to Campas. Jaminton Campas. Pass towards the box, block from Ndoye. Colombia just under midway in the Switzerland half. With Quintero. Quintero now. Puts the ball into the chest of Munoz. And now Campas cutting in. Campas tries to scoop in the box. Is blocked over the chest of Akanji. And now Muheim. So Reader looks to try and set away in Bolo. Good sliding challenge there from Lukumi, getting across well. And Bolo just trying to help Lukumi back off the ground. In fact, sorry, it was Sanchez. Sanchez made the challenge, not Lukumi. And then Sanchez just had his backside clipped by Mbolo. Nothing really Mbolo could do about that though. After Sanchez put the challenge in. So Switzerland out to make a double substitution. And Sylvain Widmer is coming on along with Cedric Eaton. And formerly, again, UK fans know him, formerly playing for Rangers. So it looks like it will be the end of Brill and Bolo's game. Said quite a few times it's been a tough one for him. So Cedric Eaton now to lead the line. And Zakaria off for Sylvain Widmer. So now the subs now made for Switzerland. So just a reminder, Zakaria and Mbola off. Widmer and Eaton are on for Switzerland. 3.5 minutes of normal time left. Goalless of Vancouver. Extra time coming up if we can't find a winner. And ball clipped towards Eaton's head, too high for him though. It's now with Vargas. So Vargas just walking the ball towards the D, now plays it left-footed. Sanchez is Munoz. Munoz has Rios asking for it. Munoz pass, deflects off Ndoye. Second chance for Munoz to play the pass now towards halfway. Sharp turn from Hernandez and a definite foul from Akanji. So free kick for Colombia to take. Just the front halfway. Rios here for Quintero. Quintero goes backwards to Lukumi. Mojica, Diaz on halfway. Here's Lukumi again. John Lukumi crossed the fence to Davinson Sanchez. Here's Quintero. Quintero's pass deflects forwards. It deflects off a hand though. So here's a free kick for Colombia. Just over the halfway line. So imagine this. No, I thought it was going to go long there. It's actually a short free kick from Colombia. Quintero combines to Munoz. And now Hernandez leaves it for Quintero. Left-footed. Colombia wide left with Diaz. Two men to take on. Diaz puts the cross towards the back post there. Pull at the back post. Nothing given. The referee waves away instantly. And it was Dan Ndoye being accused there by Campas of pulling the shirt. Well, Campas actually pointing to the arm. Was definitely no handball from Dan Ndoye. He's nowhere near it. In terms of his trying to reach the ball with his hand. And there was no way actually Campas was against that as well. So certainly wishful thinking from Campas. Trying to get something for the referee there. Goalkeeper Switzerland. Gregor Kubel takes header away from Munoz. A throw for Switzerland. So we're now approaching the last minute of normal time in Vancouver. In fact, actually was a push in the referee's eyes from the Colombian, so will be a free kick for the Swiss. It's been away into the last minute of normal time. Granit Xhaka just in front of the halfway line, drills the free kick in, headed down in the box in, switched the Colombia clear away through Lukimi and hooked out for a throw from Mahika. That's good defending there by Colombia. So it will be throw for Switzerland to take. So Woodmere assessing his options. Woodmere's throw towards Eaton, intercepted. Really well from Rios. Now Rios turns away from Seri Eaton. Plays back the box. Now Switzerland was there, tripped there in the area. It's a poor back pass, nothing given from the referee. And Lukimi clears. Cushion header from Woodmere. Now Woodmere on the ball again. Here is Freuler. Woodmere inside. Now backwards from Sau to Akanji just in front of halfway. Here is Switzerland on the ball. And Elvedi. Woodmere moves it forwards, dummy from Freuler. Cleared from Rios. Now Colombia with Hernandez. Driving towards halfway. Hernandez pass intercepted though from Elvedi. So 5 minutes of stoppage time to go Vancouver. Otherwise it will be another 30 minutes at least. Xhaka rods inside. Now ball forwards. Tying a ball across the face of goal. And wide it was Dan and Doy, who was fed to right side of the box. Crossed the face of goal, ends up going for a throw on the opposite side. Djibril Sau rolled it in behind, right side of the penalty area. And Doy across the face, no one running in there. That was a decent opportunity for Switzerland. And there was no significant trip from Sanchez just a minute or so ago on Reader. And Switzerland were appealing for a penalty. I'm not sure there's enough in that. So Dan and Doy exits the stage. And another Swiss sub. So Ruben Vargas, he's been a super sub along with Manzambi this competition. He is now on the pitch for the Swiss. Colombia take the throw. Munoz just guides it back to Vargas. So 5 minutes added on, almost 2 minutes than played. So Colombia goalkeeper Vargas. Where to Sanchez. Munoz. Back to Sanchez. So Colombia now get out their area with Rios. Now it's Mika down the line. Miscontrol from Diaz though. So a quick throw back from Switzerland from Woodmere. Now Switzerland on the ball with Akanji. Turn from Sau on the halfway line. Go back to Woodmere from Freuler. So still lots of goalless. Can we find that winning goal in stoppage time? Akanji in the centre circle. We're midway into those 5 minutes. Xhaka level with the centre circle, inside left. Switzerland go backwards with Vargas. It is Muheim to Akanji. Now Colombia sitting very deep here. They're happy to play for the draws. It stands now. Switzerland attempt the cross from the right hand side. It's been blocked though from Mika. It was Woodmere's delivery. Corner for Switzerland on the right hand side with 2 minutes left here. Can a winning goal be found? It will be Reader to take the corner kick from the right. Colombia dealt well with all the Switzerland corners here. They just need to continue that to make sure this at least goes to extra time, unless Colombia can dig out a big moment in the minute and a half we have left of stoppage time. So corner now ready to come in from Fabian Reader. Reader is an in-swing ball, but free header for Sanchez. Heads out the box. Colombia flick further on. Now can Colombia counter? Hernandez touched over halfway. Heavy touch though. Freuler's there to clear it back into the Colombia half. So Switzerland on the right. Ball played down the line for Woodmere. Woodmere is tackled. Did it come off Woodmere last? It did. There was a tackle on Woodmere from Lukimi, but in the end, that was really good defending. And it is a goal kick to Colombia. And it looks like it will be extra time. So 40 seconds left. Is there one last chance? It's Munoz linking up there with Quintero. Munoz now dispossessed. Now Xhaka pokes it down the left-hand side to Vargas. Can Switzerland create one last chance to win it? Xhaka goes down. The referee gives a free kick. About 25 yards from goal. And certainly the Colombian players are happy about that. Campas saying he hardly touched Xhaka. So this is it. Can Switzerland create that final opportunity? No. In fact, I actually saw it was given the other way. It was a dive from Xhaka in the referee's eyes. So there goes the whistle for normal time. It will be extra time here in Vancouver between Switzerland and Colombia. They just can't be separated. Xhaka had screamed the referee thinking he should have got a free kick in the last minute, but the referee thought he dived. And really the second half was a bit of a non-event, in my opinion. And both defences performing valiantly. I mean, Switzerland had more of the territory second half than they did in the first, but again, as it says by the goalless scoreline in the 90, both sides just lacking that real cutting edge. And you have to credit both sets of defences, especially Colombia's, who that was seen as a weakness coming into this tournament. And again, you know, Camilo Vargas is 37 years old as well. He's done a really good job though this tournament. Yet another clean sheet in 90 minutes for Colombia. Still haven't conceded since the Uzbekistan victory. Certainly a KG match. It opened up a little bit at the end, but again, just that lack of, you know, that final quality in attack. So let's see what extra time will bring. And again, you know, Switzerland brought on dribbles out half time. He hasn't made a massive difference in terms of sort of pushing Switzerland into those dangerous positions. And again, it's a, you know, Mira Muhammad and Sylvain Widmer change of fullbacks to Switzerland. They maybe show their crossing quality in extra time, but there's just so much spirit in this Colombia side. So again, extra time to come very, very shortly. It'll just be a quick break, but they'll come back very shortly for the second half of the first half extra time between Switzerland and Colombia. So join us shortly. Hello everyone, welcome back. We are about to get the first half of extra time underway here in Vancouver. Both sides couldn't be separated in 90. It is goalless at the moment. Colombia ready to get the first half of extra time underway. Yeah, it was not too many clear-cut chances throughout this match. Actually, it's been a pretty cagey affair between the pair, and Colombia shooting from right to left, ready to get us underway. And the ball's played back into the feet of Lukima. Lukima goes long, nodded away from Akanji. Switzerland flicked down the left-hand side. Now Colombia have it with Munoz. Munoz just hits it off the back of Vargas, and that will be a throw for Colombia to take. Just ahead of the halfway line, Munoz, and throws it back now into the feet of Sanchez. Here's Puerta. Now Lukimi. Diaz just over halfway, turns, rolls it back right-footed into the feet of Lukimi. And Damson Sanchez taps it for Puerta. Puerta goes long. Nice take on the chest there of Rios. Rios turns, brings Quintero into play. Quintero with a switcher play out to Luis Diaz. Diaz takes not a great touch, and then challenge comes in from Widmer. It is a free kick given in Colombia's favour. And Diaz is rolling out the turf at the moment. And I thought the touch initially was slightly heavy, but just got his toe end onto it before Widmer could. So here's the correct decision from the referee. I'm a Barton to give the free kick to Colombia on the left-hand side. So Diaz now just rolling down his sock just for a second to sort out his shin pad. And just pulls the socks up a bit higher. And Quintero can take the free kick for Colombia. The second minute of extra time. So let's see what Quintero can do from this free kick. Quintero, left footed free kick in, flicked away. And now Colombia was there, found the box, hooked towards goal, it's over. And the referee waves away the appeals. It was hooked over from Sanchez. But was there a foul in the area? Colombia incensed. And that looks like, I think it might be Sanchez's partner, Lukimi down. I know it was a possible foul on Campas. Campas right-footed touch. Well, there was a little bit of contact from Widmer on Campas. So Quintero with the free kick in. Left-footed. I do wonder if VAR will look at this. It was headed away from Granit Xhaka. Campas took the touch. There was a clash on knees between him and Widmer. You've seen them given, but VAR are not even going to look at this one. Goal kick for Switzerland. Switzerland breathe a bit of a sigh of relief then. Akanji plays the free kick short now as a foul on Widmer. There was on Muheim, just say Muheim clipped on the far side by Campas in frustration for not getting that penalty. So Muheim the victim of frustration from Jamington Campas. So the free kick goes back from Muheim. And now Kubel. Kubel right footed pass short to Manuel Akanji. Here's Gregor Kubel again. Kubel left footed, straight across the box to Elvedi. Oh, it's a lovely feat from Elvedi to wrong foot Luis Diaz. That's square, first time from Widmer down the right. And now surely that was a foul there from Damson Sanchez on Cedric Eaton. And a yellow card shown to the Colombian centre-back, as well as a free kick being given. Sharp ball down the right from Widmer. Sanchez had his arms all around Cedric Eaton. That is a clear free kick and a yellow card, so yeah, the referee got that one right. Although Colombia manager Néstor Lorenzo incensed, as well as his bench. But for me, it was absolutely the right decision to give a free kick there. So taken short now from Switzerland. Kanji. And it is Widmer on the left hand side, given back to Gregor Kubel. And if he touched on the ball, Kubel now clips it towards the halfway line. Widmer gets his head on it. Control from Sal. And now challenge comes in from Lukimi. Switzerland have it left hand side. Broke here for Muheim. Muheim, that's a heavy pass down that channel. And Colombian keeper Vargas now has it. So the Colombia bench were getting incensed about free kick being given against them. And a member of Néstor Lorenzo's staff was sporting a very nice retro t-shirt. Colombia got her yellow card. Long ball for Colombia towards the right hand side and just missed control in the end. That was from Campas. So a throw for Muheim to take for Switzerland. 6 minutes of extra time play. Muheim's throw. And it looks to be a push there from Daniel Munoz into the back of Ruben Vargas. So Vargas holding his lower back. And there was a definite nudge into the back there from Vargas, from Munoz into the back of Vargas, and now Vargas out back off his feet from Xhaka, and Switzerland can take the free kick. So it is Manuel Akanji. Akanji, I imagine, will go long for this. In fact, Akanji won't even take the free kick. It will be Xhaka, just go short to give it to Akanji. Now Kanji across to Elvedi. So halfway here with Widmer. He's inside to Sal. Dribble Sal, now works it back out to Widmer. Widmer prods it down the near side. Tackle comes in for Lukimi on Rida. And looks like it will be a Switzerland throw. So there's a sharp challenge there on Lukimi. Did well to win that. In fact, actually throws gone Colombia's way. Colombia now pass it across the box. Now Munoz gives it away to Xhaka. Good interception there from Lukimi, then wins a tackle against Rida. And now good feet there from Jamerton Campas. And then Campas now goes to the crossfield ball. What a ball for Campas to Diaz. Colombia in the attacking third. Diaz takes a poor touch. Cleared behind for a corner kick from Widmer. What a switcher play that was from Jamerton Campas. Diaz was in a dangerous position just inside the box, but got his first touch wrong with his left foot, and that just gave license for Widmer to step towards the ball and clear it behind for a corner kick for Quintero to take. 8 minutes of extra time play. Quintero's corner kick, head off the bar from Lukimi. Colombia trying to take another shot, but Vargas wins the tackle in the box, clears it down the left hand side. Oh, what a chance there for Lukimi. Free header in the area. That should have found the back of the net. Colombia should be leading by 1-0, but not to be. And Colombia, diagonal ball towards Quintero. Miscontrolled it. Widmer. Now Sal. Widmer again, inside right, coming towards the halfway line. Sal making the run. Widmer over, it's the pass towards Sal. Breaks down. And that will be a throw to Colombia. See a free header for Lukimi, peeled off the back of Cedric Eaton. But his header crashed off the top of the bar. Huge relief for Switzerland. Colombia now have it in the attacking third. Luis Diaz. He goes into midfield, where a shot is taken on for Rios, but well wide. There from Richard Rios. Just over 30 yards out. And smashed it right foot with his right foot, but yeah, bobbled a fair bit wide in the end. A huge opportunity for that corner kick ahead of Lukimi. It is Switzerland on the ball now with Sal. Sal's pass cut out and foul there for Cedric Eaton. So it's a free kick for Colombia, and free kick goes back now to Lukimi. Colombia just go over halfway with Sanchez. Sanchez knocks it short for Munoz. Campas wants it, receives it. Jamison Campas takes on the outside of his man, then cleared out for a throw from Akanji. 100 minutes played it in Vancouver. First half extra time, not far from being up. Sanchez just linking up with Quintero. Sanchez 7-8 yards behind the halfway line. Here's Puerta, line breaking pass. And now Colombia with Hernandez moving it out wide right, where Campas skips inside. Campas goes to the shot and forces a good save. And it's near post and Gregor Kubel. Sharp feet there for Campas. He's been Colombia's best player in the first half extra time. It was a dipping shot. And Gregor Kubel just got out for a corner kick with his left fist. So Colombia pile on the pressure. Corner comes in. Punch for Kubel. And there was a foul on the Swiss goalkeeper. Yeah, Switzerland just need to get a grip this again. And Colombia really pushing in the first half extra time. It is Akanji. Makes the switch to Widmit. Nice first touch. Back now to Elvedi. Xhaka drops in between the two centre-backs to collect the ball. Xhaka, left-footed. Elvedi again. Elvedi doesn't have a full pass on, so it's Xhaka once more in possession. Akanji, again Xhaka. Integral for the build-up play is the skipper. Xhaka in the centre circle. Xhaka under pressure from Campas, but he keeps all of it. Xhaka now out to left. Slight touch there from Muheim to Vargas. Vargas caught. And that will be a free kick for Switzerland just in front of halfway. It was Richard Rios who caught Vargas. So Switzerland to make another substitution here. So looks like it will be Reader coming off. So Fabian Reader will be making way for Zeki Amdouni, who plays his club. He's certainly a real dangerous player, Zeki Amdouni. To bring off the bench for Switzerland. So a free kick taken short from the Swiss. Now on the left-hand side. And a cross takes deflection. It's bounced on the byline. Cross into Eaton, miscontrols it near post, ball around the box. Shot towards goal, saved. I think it was Amdouni trying to make an instant impact. Cross towards the back post. Eaton wins the header. But Colombia get it away in the end. Through the clearance to Mojica. And looks like the flag's gone up against Switzerland anyway. Here's Zeki Amdouni firing straight at Burnley. Almost made the instant impact. Bobble shot towards goal. But pushed away from Vargas. What an opportunity that was for Amdouni. That could have been the dream impact for him. It was a ball in from Muheim. Took a deflection. Kept alive Eaton. Knocked it to Amdouni. It was Vargas the ball towards Eaton. Amdouni had it set up from Eaton, but it was a good save from Vargas from close range. Switzerland have it back in midfield with Freuler. And now it is Sau on the ball, just ahead of the centre. We're back now inside of it to Elvedi. Elvedi to Akanji. Now moved infield to Xhaka. Xhaka now looking towards the forward line. Control from Amdouni. His pass blocked though from Sanchez. Colombia on the right hand side. And they win a free kick, Colombia. It was a pass from Mira Muheim. So Colombia will just take their time with taking this free kick as the first half extra time has almost stopped. Yeah, Muheim just obstructed Campas. That was a pretty simple decision for the referee to give. Free kick in Colombia's favour. So free kick will be taking it from Richard Rios. Drives it now towards Diaz. Headed away. Diaz chasing it down. Diaz keeps it. We'll try to keep him played. Diaz got a throw though. Diaz to the deflection of Saulage. Just a minute add on time in the first half extra time where Hernandez has it for Colombia. Hernandez whips in the middle. Good first touch from Richard Rios. Rios now dribbling the box. Sets it up here. A shot towards goal blocked. And it was Elvedi with the block. Luis Diaz with the effort. That was really well done there from Elvedi. Again, great dribbling from Richard Rios to set that up for Luis Diaz. Left side of the box, and one last chance in the first half extra time for Colombia to break the deadlock. Corner kick for Quintero to take. So Colombia have hit the bar from a corner kick in extra time. It was a header met from Lukimi. Can he do it again? Jack and Lukimi will try and battle in this corner kick. So Quintero, outswing corner comes in, flicked away though at the near post. And Colombia have it on the right hand side, but there goes the half-time whistle and extra time. It's the big moment in that first half. Balling for John Lukimi, the Colombian centre-back. Free header, smacking the crossbar. Again, massive opportunity for Colombia to break the deadlock, but yeah, Switzerland lacking that threat in the first half extra time, really. And they just can't seem to get too involved, Switzerland. I mean, Amdouni did have the shot to save from Vargas, but overall there hasn't been sort of a wave of huge Switzerland pressure. Obviously, they will be feeling it in the summer, in these temperatures and tough conditions then to play in. But can we find a winner in extra time? It's a much needed refreshments at both sets of players, and they will be feeling those tired legs, but can there just be that moment of magic? Dooney did have that chance off the bench for Switzerland, but Vargas denied him. Wasn't a great finish for Amdouni. But certainly Colombia's backline has been outstanding this tournament. I mean, the Swiss haven't been too bad themselves, haven't conceded more than a goal in a game, and they're certainly being pretty solid. Well, they did keep their first clean sheet only in the last game against Algeria, but another one in the 90 minutes of this one as well. So, quick team talk from both managers for the second half extra time. And Colombian fans looking very buoyant and always add colour and vibrancy to major tournaments and everywhere they go, to be honest. Yeah, terrific set supporters, and I'll be dreaming that they can have that all South American quarter-final with Argentina. Huge prize against the champion, the last champions of this competition, and they retain their crown. Argentina remains to be seen. Xhaka gets us underway then for the second half of extra time, and Switzerland's on the ball here with Elvedi. Played across here to Akanji. Now here is Elvedi again. Kanji. Kanji, few touches on the ball. Now Kanji makes the switch. Nicely controlled there from Woodmere. Now Freuler whips it down the far side. Switzerland looking to hold up with Eaton, but in the end the flag is up against Cedric Eaton. It was a good battle there between Eaton and Sanchez. So Colombia ready to take the free kick. Just a little push there. Sanchez and Eaton. Eaton didn't like that. The referee has pulled the pair across. So free kick for Colombia to take, and Vargas again will be looking at certainly towards the likes of Hernandez in this ball. So Vargas drills it with his left foot. Now a flick on one from Hernandez, and Colombia trying to control in the box, and now Akanji clears it, and it's a free kick actually against Colombia. There was a nudge on Elvedi from Luis Diaz. It was Hernandez who got Hernandez got the first contact. It was definitely a foul there from Diaz on Elvedi. So free kick for Gregor Kubel to take for the Swiss. So Kubel and we're looking for Cedric Eaton on the right hand side. So bounces onto the head of Eaton. Eaton pushed the header back, but intercepted now from Lukimi. Lukimi lifts it, headed down from Elvedi. Is Xhaka. Xhaka again, perfect contact in the pass, but miscontrol from Vargas though. Munoz and Field. Nice half turn there from Richard Rios. Square foot Puerta. Now it is Mojica. Mojica just whips that one straight out of touch in the end. For Colombia, disappointing from Mojica. So Swiss throw. And will be at Woodmere to take. Back to Elvedi. So Elvedi just walking the ball at the moment. Links up here with Freuler. Elvedi again. Akanji just ahead of the D. Manuel Akanji now, right foot on top of the ball. Looks out here to Muhan. Muhan being charged down from Campas. Let's go back to his goalkeeper. Gregor Kubel. That's his left foot around the ball, looking towards the right hand side. Header one there on Lukimi though. Control from Diaz. Diaz saying he was pulled back, nothing given. Here's Freuler. Now Xhaka. Freuler again, first time back to Akanji. Switzerland just trying to control possession. Roll through the middle now, centre circle. And now Switzerland trying to drive forwards. Is that a foul there? It was indeed. It was Amdouni trying to get away through the centre. Good work from Campas. And the tenacious Jamonton Campas getting back to win the free kick, which Davinson Sanchez will take. Just a reminder, by the way, if you are watching the game as well as listening, make sure you are watching through your local broadcaster. Colombia go long from the D from Vargas, just over halfway, take on the chest of Munoz. And now here's Puerta inside here. Nice turn from Juan Hernandez. Striker goes backwards on a centre circle to Gustavo Puerta. Right foot to pass and Sanchez. Colombia inside right. 25 yards and goal. Now roll towards the box. Cross from Munoz, blocked, and Munoz onto it again. The tackle comes in, and Akanji as his clearance blocked from Daniel Munoz. And that will be a goal kick to the Swiss. So just over 10 minutes on the dreaded penalty shootout. And both sides will be desperate to avoid that, of course. So Gregor Kubel, goal kick, clip just over halfway. Again, Jan Mojica heads it away. Now Elvedi on the stretch, wins a challenge. Xhaka backwards to Elvedi. Xhaka again. Granit Xhaka keeping the ball comfortably. Now Kanji, square for Elvedi. So exactly 10 minutes to go in Vancouver. Still yet to find a goal here. Can we find one for the whistle for extra time? goes, and now is Switzerland just on halfway line here with Freuler. Widmer. Now Widmer back to the feet of Elvedi. Elvedi, short right-footed pass. And now Switzerland trying to get down the right-hand side. It's gone and filters Xhaka. Granit Xhaka. Now Switzerland just slowly building it. Xhaka wants it back. It's a diagonal ball from Widmer. And it's a nicely cushioned header back to Vargas there from Quintero. And a good idea to try and stretch the plate. So Vargas rolls it to Rios. Quintero. Nice reverse pass on the halfway line to Campas. Hamilton Campas. Here's Quintero. Quintero clipped there on the halfway line from Anduni. And that will be Colombia's free kick. Just to take on the halfway line now. It's a quick link-up play there to Rios and Quintero. Now Colombia will be back there on halfway. Campas. And here is Sanchez. Cross to Lukimi. And now turn for Diaz. Turns into trouble though. Widmer comes in with the challenge. He did come off Widmer last though, so Colombia throw. Diaz combined with Mojica. Diaz with the diagonal. Quintero controls. Quintero and he's overlapping around. Quintero cuts in. Quintero's curler. It's straight into the Colombian supporters though. That was a really good chance for Juan Quintero. Cutting in onto his left foot, but got the curler all wrong with 8 minutes left of extra time. Still remains goalless. Kubal's short goal kick to Akanji. Across the box now for Elvedi. Exits the area. Elvedi to Widmer. Widmer now trying to gallop down the right hand side, but cuts it back for Freuler. Now Xhaka just in front of the centre circle. That goes out to the left to Vargas. And now can Muheim get a ball in? No, it's cut back for Vargas. Vargas in-swing ball and really poor one. Easy head away there for Puerta. It's in the centre circle with Elvedi. Elvedi into his left to Akanji. First time to Muheim. Now Switzerland inside left. Xhaka quickly lays off to his left to Vargas. Vargas now back towards Granit Xhaka. Xhaka whips it but couldn't keep it down. Really good opportunity for the captain, and he knows it. Wrapped his left foot around the ball. It was a perfect setup with Vargas. Drew two men towards him. Xhaka found a pocket of space inside left edge of the area, but couldn't keep his first time effort down. He was just leaning back a bit too far. Granit Xhaka. So it's still goalless here in Vancouver. Just over 6 minutes of extra time left. That's a really poor there from Munoz. The ball just ran under his right foot after the square Sanchez pass. So Vargas to take the throw for Switzerland. I think Vargas will fancy throwing this one long. I don't blame him. Vargas, the long throw comes in, the head away from Sanchez. Colombia flick out the box. Now Amdouni controls in the D. Colombia appealing for handball. Colombia still trying to clear it. And they do so in the end through Sanchez, and then the handball's actually given against Amdouni anyway. So it is a free kick to Colombia. Again, both sides have defended so valiantly. And Switzerland have probably shaded the second half extra time, but again, just can't find a way through. It's Colombia defence that has been so well organised this year's competition. Vargas with the free kick. Angie gets the call to dot from Xhaka. Now Xhaka hooks it up. He's giving it straight to Colombian man, and it's over the bar from Campas. Oh, Xhaka put on the plate. And that is a humongous opportunity. Hamilton Campas, a gift from Granit Xhaka, hooked it straight to the Colombian attacker, but he just couldn't keep it down. Hamilton Campas And that just shows the lack of attacking quality that's been in this final round of 16 game. And why, as it stands, we are heading to penalties. What an opportunity for Campas. And Colombia clear away Switzerland's goal kick. Now Colombia trying to drive down left-hand side. Was that a foul there on Diaz? Nothing given. So he wriggled in between two players. Well, actually, in fact, I spoke too soon. I think the referee has given a free kick. Elvedi puts both hands on top of his head, and I think Diaz has bought that one. Not sure any contact at all. As Diaz just tried to wriggle in between Elvedi and Muheim. So it's a free kick for Colombia to take. They're now piling on the pressure. We have 4 minutes of extra time left. Quintero to put the free kick in, just under 30 yards from goal. Quintero's free kick flicked across the base of goal. Colombia keep it alive at the back post. Hooked towards Luis Diaz, can't get to it though. And Switzerland clear it away. The dribble Sal down the far side. And a big Colombia throw just over midway in their half. And there's an issue here, I think, for John Lucchini, but at the moment Colombia carrying on. And now Munoz sees that Lucchini looks like he's going to need some treatment. And Lucchini just sitting down with both legs stretched. It was Hernandez who flicked on the free kick just a moment ago. Lucchini's on the Rios on the stretch, keep it alive. I think Lucchini's insinuating he's going to have to come off it. Yeah, with the penalty shootout approaching. And he, again, would he have loved to take one? Who knows? But if he does want to take one, it looks like he won't be able to, because I think he's insinuating that he is going to have to come off it. Lucchini. Well, Diaz helps him back to his feet. And Lucchini rolled down his socks. So it'll be the experienced Yerry Mina. You think back to the 2018 tournament. Of course, he scored in the around the 16 against England. And it was a late equaliser against who was soon to be his Everton teammate Jordan Pickford, who pulled off a wonder save for that. It's probably Yerry Mina's best World Cup memory. So yeah, it looks like it's definitely the end of the road in this match for John Lucchini. Yerry Mina just receiving his last instructions for Nestor Lorenzo. So Mina is on. We have just a minute and a half of extra time to go, plus a bit of stoppage time, of course. So can we find all-important winning goal? Or will it have to be penalties? So Mina, that's his first touch. Here's Vargas. Vargas drills it left-footed. Looking for Campas. Campas almost got control on that, but in the end just got away from Akanji out to Freuler. Over halfway to Xhaka. Now Xhaka down the left here for Vargas. Vargas puts the ball in the centre. No one was there though. Puerta carries it out the box. Quintero deep inside his half on the right. Quintero wraps his left foot around the ball. Trapped on the chest of Juan Hernandez. And now here's Quintero. Just that ball bounced in behind him. Awkward there for Quintero. And it will be a throw for Switzerland. So just 30 seconds of extra time left. Switzerland trying to build down left, but then Mina gets across. Cedric Eaton wins a free kick. And that is great work there by Yerry Mina. So Colombia will maybe just take their time on his free kick. I think they won't mind the idea of penalties. I think both sides will probably have to take that situation now. But again, is there one moment left though? So just 1 minute left of the second half extra time. And Colombia do get a throw. Hernandez flicks it on. No, it's been given the favour of Switzerland actually. So yeah, and not sure it'll be time for Switzerland to make that last chance with only 35 seconds of stoppage time left. So Muheim to take the throw. He's gone short to Xhaka in deep in Switzerland territory. Now Xhaka plays it back in the Switzerland box here to Elvedi. It's a long from Kubel. Flick on from Eaton. No one was there to get to it though, and Dooney tried, but easy for Mina to get there first. Now Vargas long through the middle. Chested down from Akanji to Xhaka. Square here for Muheim. Muheim down the left-hand side. Mina gets across though. Mina just fended off Amdouni. And Colombia trying to win a free kick from Munoz. There was a clip there from Vargas. The minute is up. And surely now it will be penalty kicks. It is. There goes the final whistle. These sides just couldn't be separated over the 120 minutes. So it will be a penalty shootout. Colombia had their moments though. Again, they had a header off the bar in the first half extra time through Lukimi. And then what an opportunity it was with 5 minutes extra time to go for Juan Quintero. It was a gift from Granit Xhaka. So experienced and cool in pressure situations usually, but gave it away, and Quintero skied the opportunity. What an opportunity it was, and probably Colombia had slightly the better of the opportunities during the 120 minutes, but again, Switzerland had their periods though of trying to be on top again. Quintero had a shot curled over as well during extra time, but again, both defences have certainly been terrific in the 120 minutes again. Yet another clean sheet for Colombia, 4 in a row in this competition. Again, huge credit to the way for Néstor Lorenzo has organised his troops, but you can maybe argue actually it was more goal-mouth action, and certainly the first 15 minutes of extra time than there was in the 90 plus minutes of regulation time, which was just a very, very cagey affair between Switzerland and Colombia. So whoever wins this penalty shootout, another quarter-final date with Argentina. That is some prize. Probably the best chance by for Switzerland that extra time was Zeki Amdouni. Again, Burnley only actually returned from ACL injury in May, and they're hoping his fresh legs can make a difference, but just couldn't really be the case. I mean, I have to say, by the way, Jonathan Campaz, he was excellent that first half extra time for Colombia, and he was a real live wire. Again, really good feet on the right side. Had a good pass on him as well. I suspect he surely be one of the players stepping up for a Colombia penalty. Again, both sides now in their huddles. So who will be the hero? And will it be Gregor Kubel or Camilo Vargas? In Colombia in their huddle right now. Final words being said. Again, they've just got to hold their nerve. It is really where the nerves are still in this beautiful game is shown from the spot. So Switzerland, they've completed their huddle. All the coaching staff and substitutes standing in unison on the sideline. So Switzerland already will prevail then in spot kicks to Vancouver to play Argentina in the quarters. As Colombia fans looking up to the heavens. A little bit less dramatic actually for the Switzerland fans now that coin toss is going on. Seeing the two skippers. So Xhaka is hoping that it'll go his way. So it looks like, just trying to see who's on the toss here, Xhaka and Sanchez, the two skippers. So it looks like, I think Colombia might have won the coin toss here. So Vargas and Sanchez just having a quick conversation. So the coin toss now has concluded. Looks like, I think, that Colombia be taking spot kicks in front of their own fans. So have a slight advantage here. So we are all ready then for the penalty shootout between Switzerland and Colombia to finish off the round of 16 in this tournament. And could this be a very dramatic shootout that awaits us? Who knows? So first up in the shootout will be Juan Quintero for Colombia. So can he hold his nerve and get Colombia off to the perfect start? By the way, this is actually going to be the first shootout in the round of 16, and obviously the last one. So Quintero already. Goalkeepers just have a little handshake. So Quintero now puts the ball down the spot, and he laid the marker down for Colombia. So Juan Quintero, Gregor Kobel just bouncing across his line, desperately trying to put off Quintero. So can Colombia net their first penalty? Juan Quintero is all set. Gregor Kobel just moving his knees now. Quintero, left foot to penalty, through the middle. Kobel went down to his left-hand side. Great penalty. Through the middle from Juan Quintero. And Colombia off to the perfect start in the shootout in Vancouver. Quintero's for the fist bump towards the Colombia supporters. So over to Switzerland now to score their opening penalty. Well taken there from Quintero to Granit Xhaka, the skipper. He is first up, leading by example. So puts the ball down. Granit Xhaka almost gifted Colombia a winner, but overall started a good game. So a really good tournament. And can he just hold his nerve? Granit Xhaka doesn't mind taking a penalty at all. He's looking to set the tone for Switzerland. Xhaka takes a penalty, all just in. Vargas guessed the right way, got a left hand to it, but just couldn't quite prevent it from going into the back of the net. One apiece, but Xhaka will be relieved for that one. Well, Vargas got a really decent hand to that. He got a left hand to that. Thought he saved that for a split second, Vargas. So the first penalties by either side successful. So Colombia are looking to now net their second. And it is Davinson Sanchez, the Colombian skipper, to try and put them 2-1 up in this penalty shootout. So Sanchez just puts the ball down. Gregor Kobel just stepping across his line. So will we have our first failure in this penalty shootout? Davinson Sanchez now. He's all set to take the right foot penalty. Little stuff there for Sanchez. Hits the other side of the bar. So Switzerland had the opportunity to go in front. He smashed it as hard as he could through the middle. Davinson Sanchez. My word, he puts a power on that, but it crashed off the other side of the bar. Heartbreak for the Colombian skipper. There's still a fair bit to go in the shootout, of course. Only Colombia's second penalty. But who knows? Come the end of the shootout, That could prove costly. Let's say that was be the only miss of it. So Zeki Amdouni, Vargas now left for the task to keep Colombia level. So Switzerland already now for their second penalty. Amdouni, hands on hips. Zeki Amdouni. A little stutters Amdouni. Oh, that's really nicely done there for Zeki Amdouni. Passed it calmly into the bottom right-hand corner. And Switzerland lead the shootout 2-1. So the third set of penalties are now coming up. That was fantastic there from Amdouni. Mentioned earlier on, come back from an ACL injury in May. So what a moment for him on this global stage to score penalty kick. So Colombia, spot gets to be taken here from Campas. Jamerson Campas, he was great in extra time. Campas penalty, all just underneath Gregor Kubel. He was close to that one. Again, Campas got a decent amount of power. Hit it left-footed, pretty hard and low, just underneath Gregor Kubel. But a Swiss goalkeeper, be disappointed, didn't save that. So two-piece, but Switzerland can have the opportunity to keep down a 100% record in the shootout up. So Akanji is up for Switzerland. And Vargas standing behind his line at the moment. Hands on hips now. We're all ready. Can Switzerland hold their advantage? Manuel Akanji, deep breath. Akanji, the right foot to penalty. Akanji over the bar! And Colombia have hope again. Oh, that was an awful penalty from Manuel Akanji. So, we are all level in this shootout. Two apiece, Akanji skies it. And the Colombia fans have gone absolutely wild. So Xhaka just consoling Akanji. It's over now, they need to move on. 4 set penalties. So, up for Colombia is Juan Hernandez. So Hernandez already now looks like it's going to be right foot to penalty. Is indeed Hernandez, penalty save! Gregor Kubel down to his right. And it wasn't the worst of penalties, but Gregor Kubel with a really good save down to his right hand side. So Switzerland have the chance to get their advantage back. Gregor Kubel out Sykes. Juan Hernandez. So Switzerland to go 3-2 up. Cedric Eaton. Huge moment. So Switzerland, all the fans can barely watch this one. I think a fair few of the coaching staff and substitutes can't either. Cedric Eaton to put Switzerland 3-2 up. Eaton through the middle, sends the keeper the wrong way. And Switzerland take a massive step towards the quarter-finals. Cedric Eaton holds his nerve. Right foot of penalty through the centre. Vargas went to his right. Akanji mightily relieved. He just looked down to the ground, screaming with pure relief there, Manuel Akanji. So, if Luis Diaz misses, Switzerland are into the quarter-finals of the tournament. Can Diaz keep Colombia alive? Again, it's the man and they want to take this penalty with his ability, Luis Diaz. Diaz now, the hop skip, run up Diaz. Oh, it's brilliant. That is brilliant for Diaz. Just rolled it right-footed into the bottom corner. sending Gregor Kubel the wrong way. Kubel went to his left. So Diaz gives Vargas a little kiss before this penalty for Switzerland. If Switzerland score this, they are in to the quarter-finals. So, Ruben Vargas, the chance to score the winning penalty. Speaking of kisses, he just gives the ball a quick kiss, Vargas, before planting it on the spot. So, it's Vargas against Vargas. Ruben against Camilo. Who will come out on top? Vargas to put Switzerland through to the quarter-finals. Vargas, deep breath. Vargas now, right foot to penalty, sends the keeper the wrong way. It's Argentina against Switzerland in the quarter-finals. And his teammates just sprint to Vargas. Switzerland are there. Brilliant penalty for Vargas. Everyone's jumping down on top of each other in front of the Colombian supporters. Colombia been brilliant this tournament, but it's the end of the road for them. What a moment for Ruben Vargas to score the winning penalties. It's Granit almost in tears. And Switzerland will have a date with Argentina in the quarter-finals. And Switzerland have really had to battle their way through this game. But again, they just found that way, Switzerland. Again, before this tournament, they didn't win a knockout game in this competition since the Second World War. And now they are into the quarter-finals. Again, when they reached that stage in the 1934-38, and the last time they did that was 1954. Absolutely incredible achievement for the Swiss. But then Colombia given so much to this tournament, but it is not to be for them. Ruben Vargas with the winning penalty for Switzerland. It was goalless over 120. But the Swiss have won 4-3 on penalties to book a quarter-final date with Argentina. What a game that promises to be. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.